No, I won't.
Why is it so bright? What's bright? What's going on? We're up. It's normally, why does it just seem so bright?
It is
bright.
I mean, I just don't
It's
know.
Joan. She gives out the
Oh, yeah, my good old.
Really, it just seems weirder to me. I don't normally keep it.
I'm Joan.
Joan, Clint.
Hi, Clint.
Joan is?
We're reverse mortgage, so Mary Jane and...
Oh!
Yeah,
She-
how about
That's
you?
where I've heard the noise. The noise? The name?
Now it comes out.
No, I'm having senior moments like my wife. I think she's ready for one.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my wife did this.
Just let us know what's up, yeah.
I'm Tom Martino for Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan, because Ideal wants to make sure if they do a refinance for you, they put you in a better position than you were in before. And being in a better position than you were before means you have a shorter term or a lower rate or both, or that you maybe consolidated some debt and then they can tell you how to pay off that portion of the principal faster. They also have credit optimization where they can help you tweak your credit. It just takes a few hours to get you even better pricing, or they have the rate guarantee. So if rates go down even further, they will refinance you free of charge over the next 2 years. Give them a call, 303-867-7000. Whether you are refinancing or
will you be working with Joan,
it's like
Mary
a cash
Jane?
offer.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, and I have been. So basically,
Approved,
Shelley
not
and Mary Jane are going to start taking all
all
the
you need
leads,
is the appraisal.
and I'm going to really do more of the administrative things. So it really is
Closing in
my
3 weeks or
team.
less. IdealHomeLoans.com.
This is Dave Lowe. You know, we all hopefully never need a personal...
You know, the reverse mortgage market is really misunderstood.
Oh.
It's good to just
Yeah,
We've
you're absolutely
done
right.
so much to educate people on
Yeah.
this.
Right.
Minneapolis is the son of a...
Well, I've asked people
Joan
that.
is wonderful at doing that and helping people to stay
fight like crazy to win.
truly
Some
tuned in.
serious personal
And
injury
Mary
cases.
Jane and Shelley are
303-770-5.
We've done a
even
lot
better.
to educate. We've done a lot to educate people over the years.
Mary Jane educates me.
A solid, reputable solar company you can depend on.
What?
Mary Jane keeps me in line.
More than 3,000 solar projects. Protect yourself from increasing utility rates. Add value to your home. No money down. And you'll own it with no complications if you sell. Now's the time to act before rebates and tax credits go away. Get a free instant solar analysis. Go to gocamsolar.com/troubleshooter. That's gocamsolar.com/troubleshooter.
Well, I do this now, which I was, before that I was 10 years as a college professor.
Animal, and people would want to pet him, and they'd come up and they'd get close to him, and it would be the instant, oh!
I can't keep a job. I can't keep a job anyway.
You started at 10.
I did about.
After we give her a bounce, she was so sick. Very stinky, both bad breath and bad
I was 19 years old. I was married, had a baby on the way, and had 6 employees.
Your dog.
And I remember the stress.
Joe Sullivan, how are you?
DINOVIT.com.
Everything good?
Flaxseed, zinc, alfalfa, the digestive enzymes that are...
You know, that Renaissance festival is starting.
The ingredients...
You ever been to that thing?
definitely...
It's the worst thing I've ever been
A
through.
big goddamn hot mud fest.
It's horrible. You're right, it's hot as hell. The traffic is ungodly.
People go to it and they're greasy and eat all that crap.
The riffraff.
Like crap.
Seriously, the riffraff's horrible.
Where's that at?
It's the worst thing
Renaissance
ever.
Horrible.
The worst thing in the world.
The Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. I am a consumer advocate fighting for you. And if you're ripping people off, I'm fighting against you. I'm fighting to put you out of business. It really is the only place in media, really, to get direct help and to unload and to do on-air live reviews and to get things off your chest. This hour brought to you by Centeno Schultz, because I want to tell you this Thursday is an open house and a presentation at their new location in Broomfield. That's where they started. They were the first clinic all over the country. All over the country. This is the first place in Colorado Dr. Chris Centeno started. And now Centeno Schultz, and he has affiliated clinics called Regenex. If you want to know about true stem cell therapy, you need to go to one of their presentations. I know Deputy Clint went to one of their presentations, and he loved it. and we had one in the tech center. They're opening up a Lone Tree location. Suzanne, can you find out when they're going to open up in Lone Tree? Could you just give them a quick call? Okay, this seminar's Thursday. This Thursday in Broomfield at 6 o'clock in the evening. There'll be a short presentation followed by a tour of the clinic. Food and refreshments will be provided. CentenoSchultz.com will get you. Now, Centeno is C-E-N, Centeno, T-E-N-O. Centeno, and then Schultz, S-C-H-U-L-T-Z. CentenoSchultz.com. You can put a /seminars or just navigate to it. CentenoSchultz.com. Here's the number, 720-464-7053. That's different than the one I give for stem cell therapy, but you can call for information, 720-464-7053. So let's talk. Whatever's on your mind today, we'll talk to you about. We have a special guest I'll introduce in a second here. Jamie wants to talk about a budget car matter. Budget, I imagine the rental car. So if you're just tuning in, what we do is we take phone calls. We take emails as well, of course, on and off the air 24/7 if you call 303-MARTINO or you email us. If you go to Troubleshooter.com or referrallist.com, you'll find out how to contact us. And then we take your problem. And then we have people that work on those problems. We even have attorneys that can take things to court if we believe it's necessary. So really, I think you'll find it quite interesting. We have saved and recovered so much money for people. Jamie, what's going on with Budget Car? What's happening?
Well, we rented a van 3 months prior to our trip that we already booked in Destin, Florida.
Hold on. You rented a van. You mean you reserved one?
Yes, we reserved it and already paid for it, everything 3 months ahead of time.
Up front, 3 months ahead of time. You know what? So many people are having disappointments with these things. What happened? You reserved a budget van, and what happened?
My husband called the day before because we were supposed to pick the van up at 12 noon on the Saturday.
And it was paid in full?
Yes.
Okay.
And then he called to ask if we could be there about 3:30 to pick our van up, and they said that was okay, that was fine. 15 minutes later, he got a phone call back from Budget stating they didn't even have a van in the Louisville area to even give us.
Are we talking about Louisville, Colorado?
Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay. So they had no van available. Then what did you do?
They said one was supposed to be coming in around 3:30 that day,
okay.
Saturday.
You never got one, did you? Did you ever get one?
No, we did not.
What ended up happening?
Well, she pretty much told us the only thing she had available was a Ford Explorer, which I drive one myself, an older model.
Yeah, what the hell? That's like a vehicle. Just a regular vehicle. Okay, so what did you end up doing?
I immediately called after my husband went ahead and picked up the Explorer.
Yeah.
Called customer service, and they gave me a supervisor, and the supervisor said the only thing that she could possibly do for us is give us $50 off.
And when was this? When was this nightmare?
It actually started the 23rd of June.
Okay. That's when you had to take the expedition.
The Explorer.
I'm sorry.
We didn't get an expedition. Yeah. It would have been nice.
It would have been better to have an expedition. Okay. I can't believe they even offered up an Explorer. I mean, you know, that's not a rental. I mean, or not a van of any kind. Well, let's speed forward. What are you calling about?
Well, basically, I just want to put the word out there about Budget, how they're ripping people off, they're overbooking.
Well, now, listen, Budget is not the only one, as you say, ripping people off. It's not technically a rip-off in that they're not cheating people technically, but they are making reservations, overbooking. U-Haul, Penske, all of them we have gotten complaints about. Now, Penske not in a long time, but I imagine it's just the great unrest people are moving all over the place. You have so many people moving out of Colorado. They're going to Arkansas. They're going to Idaho. They're going to different places. And then you have so many people moving in. We're having a massive turnover of population. And on a side note, that has helped us at, oh my God, our radio show, because so many people we have so many new listeners. We also have referralist.com. People come into town, don't know who to call, where to call, what to call, and it's helped us tremendously. Now, business doesn't know how to deal with it. It doesn't. Yeah. And I can't say that they're the only ones. But did they offer you anything as a consolation? Did they say, anything at all that would make this easier?
No, actually, I got no call back from anybody above a supervisor.
Isn't that terrible? And really, Jamie, it's bad enough not having what you need when you need it, but wouldn't it have been nice if they just acknowledged you?
Yeah, exactly. I was just
what can we do for you? You're obviously letting people know, and I love you for that. But what else can we do for you?
I'm not sure what you can do or not. It's just I just felt we needed to be accommodated.
So you are moved. You are moved.
We didn't move. We were actually renting for a vacation.
A vacation?
Yes.
Odd. Why would you rent a van for? Just curious.
We were renting a minivan because we drive an Explorer, and we had.
Oh, I get it. It's just a regular rental. Yeah. Why do I always picture? I'm always picturing. When you said rental and budget, I'm just thinking moving. But you're right. I mean, you got Avis, you got Enterprise, you got so many places that just lease cars. I was not addressing that problem. The problem with that is usually they can't keep track logistically of where the cars are and when they're going to have them. So many people keep them an extra day, they run long, or things happen. Now, in Colorado, I was told they have a glut of cars coming in, but not that many going out. So when you finally did it for vacation, did it go well?
No, actually, our vacation was a little rough with the 6 passengers we had in the Explorer.
Yeah, well, I can't even believe you got 6 passengers and any kind of luggage in there. Jamie, we would like to at least put a call in. And Clint's got a letter that he uses that's quite effective. It's quite effective at getting a reaction. He's come up with a number of little formulations. So hold on. He's going to talk to you off the air. When you're buying and selling a car, I've often said Blinker.com. They're part of our referral list. And I love this app. It's a simple app. It goes farther than just listing your car. It literally gives you the power of a dealer. Why? Because someone looking at your car, they can go on that app and get financing for your car directly from Blinker. Lynette has a question about Blinker. That's why I gave this little preface. Go ahead, Lynette.
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
I have a 2006 VW Beetle convertible.
Oh, they're
manual
cute.
Shift. I'm the second owner. It's only got 66,000 miles on it.
And what year did you say it was?
An 06.
An 06 VW. And it's the Beetle, right? The real cute Beetle.
Yep. It's black top, silver body.
Wow.
And so I went on Blinker to sell it. And before I ever decided to sell it, I took it over to Emic and had it appraised because it's in such amazing condition.
Sure.
Never been wrecked. I've babied it. So did
So what about it? What about it now? I'm hearing a problem.
So I went on Blinker.
Yeah.
Went on Blinker. I can't figure out how to get around the black book price. It wants me to sell it for $4,800.
Now wait a minute. As I understand it, Blinker will let you put any price you want on there, right?
Yes.
So
okay,
I don't
get around that.
Well, I don't understand. Do they?
When you go to list it, you can change the price.
Yeah, they recommend what you should ask for it. They don't demand it.
Okay, so I'm a former programmer, so I'm very familiar with software. So when I go to put it in,
you don't have to change any code.
it locks the pricing button, and I can't.
Really?
Well,
press the
just
pricing
call them
button.
then. They
No,
have a
let's
phone
call.
number.
But I want to call them for the hell of it because I never heard of this problem. What if you wanted to ask less? Can you do that?
No, it's locking it for me. So
Something's
what it's
up.
asking me is, yeah, it's asking me for what kind of sale I want to do, if I want to trade it in or if I want to do private party. Ask me all the other questions, you know, like.
Sure.
It gives me the model and all that. It gives me everything that I could want. It's awesome, except for when I got to pricing it.
All right, let's find out.
Well, you can definitely change the price.
Well, of course you can, because I did that when I was selling a Mercedes.
Maybe they don't finance it past a certain amount. I don't know.
No, but let's ask them. We'll call up. Rod Busher is the one that started this. He was the one that got John Elway in the car business years and years and years ago. He's been around a long time. We'll talk to Rodney, see what he says about it, or one of his people up there. And then I'll introduce my guest, 303-713-TALK, and Dale wants to talk about solar-powered attic fans. Oh, man, do I have a lot to say about those. Better do it the right way, but boy, can they save you a ton of money. Don, he wants to talk about burial plots. We got a lot to talk about. Cam Solar is another thing to talk about. You can't help but notice the sun. You know, we get an average, 360 days a year of sunshine. Cam Solar, your place to get a solar system that is guaranteed for the energy output for 20 years, and also bumper-to-bumper warranty on all, and I mean all of the parts. That is the only place that you get it, Cam Solar. So you will get a 20-year bumper-to-bumper. You'll get 20-year performance guarantee. And here's the deal. In 20 minutes, they will let you know if it's feasible on your lot. All you have to do is go to this website I'm going to give you, put in the information, and they will do an analysis based on some algorithms and plot lines and also the radiation on your lot based on Google Earth. It is so cool. They come back to you and they can tell you what that's going to produce and if it's worth going forward. Remember, with tax credits and low interest financing, you don't have a penny out of pocket, and you start saving from day one. You're buying the system, so you own it. So if you go to sell your house, you don't complicate anything. 720-449-2935 if you want to call. But I recommend you go here and fill out this information. They won't bug you. They'll just give you a performance prediction. Go camsolar.com. Cam is C-A-M. Go camsolar.com/troubleshooter. Go camsolar.com/troubleshooter. Okay. Now that we got our legs back, we'll go on.
So that lady with the car,
I already had a guy calling and asking for a Clint update on his drama yesterday.
Oh, that's going to be great.
So, no Brent today. He's like TV again. You can do him whenever.
so that, just let you know that lady from that
Are we
car
done with the blinker question? I missed
No,
that
we got to
whole
get
call.
them on.
No.
Oh, what is the
There's-
question?
She tells them who are on the
She
phone.
can't put her prices.
She says, I told her she had no reason to give me attitude and acted like a
Did
bitch.
you put your own price
She
in?
said, I just-
Yeah.
that
Let me
lady
give
with
us
the
my
car.
blinker, folks.
I'm glad you took it because I wasn't going to do anything for it.
You know what I'm having good luck with? These purchase letters have to be very positive. You don't blame them for anything.
This happens all the time with car rentals. This is not a big deal.
All the time.
They offered her $50.
Oh, they did?
And she says, fuck you. Sorry about that.
Well, you know what? She didn't think $50 was worth it.
For consumers more than 30 years in
No, but she tells the people on the phone, she says, I told her she had no reason to be giving me an attitude and acting like a bitch.
And they wouldn't let them get into
That's
it.
what this Jamie told the person at Budget Rental when she was trying to negotiate.
will understand your situation.
So she has
That's the best negotiation.
Yeah, like I said, I'm reading her.
I got a question.
Her email.
Do you think,
Possible resolution.
I'm changing a little on this. Do you think the consumers are always right in the business sense that businesses need to know how to deal with it?
No.
Do you know there was a theory that if you have consumer problems, you should be able to deal with each one. And you should never, in other words, I used to say there shouldn't be a behavioral guide. If a consumer is an asshole, you made him that way probably, or something you did triggered it, and you can deal with anyone. Then I realized in the age of social media, things are changing. And there really are nightmares you can't please.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, God.
Well, when you bring that one about Jay Brett's, where the guy on his gutters.
He was emotionally attached to his gutters.
I would have. I think those people feed off it and on social media saying, "Look what I can get."
That was the craziest one.
I'm having way better luck with the hardship letters. It's incredibly polite, thanking them for what they got right, not blaming them, but telling them they're having a hard time. We're getting money back on them.
Do you remember the one yesterday where that girl Shay called up about her car and stuff that she bought the next day? She bought it and she took it in the next day. I called the guy up. The guy was spectacular. They had mailed it, and it just didn't get to her as of yet. So what she did, she bought a lifted Jeep. The Jeep, she didn't say it was lifted. She never took a test drive in it very good. She just liked to look at it.
No, that part she admits she's screwed.
Right, but she didn't say it. It was lifted, so it was rough riding and stuff, you know, because it was lifted Jeep and stuff, you know, whatever.
But they did the right thing, didn't they?
They're spectacular
Maximum,
people.
they sound like good people.
Right, and I'm going to ask them if they want to come on.
No, we've had.
No, Maximum.
No,
I swear to you.
We're thinking of somebody else.
Okay, that's fair
Maximum
enough.
has always been good.
And so I told
Did
him.
they get the check?
No. They were going to go there personally because he said, I personally sent it out on the 26th.
Okay.
And she was supposed to wait till Wednesday if everything didn't go right. And they're even going to pay for the title. So this, once again, these consumers and stuff are,
Right.
I
Can
swear,
be.
they're lazy.
Well,
They don't,
Lazy consumers.
they are.
Not a lot.
Not all of them. I mean, like I say, they're hard to help because they want to hand you the problems and walk away. Hey, you take care of it.
God, I'm trying to help a kid with a warranty on that. I don't remember if he had it paid for bumper-to-bumper warranty and you can get it. I get his paperwork, it's for the wrong car.
Oh dear.
Then I get a thing back. I get a thing in an email that never mind the claim. The car was totaled in a hailstorm. I close it out. Then I got him calling me. No, it wasn't. Well, why would somebody send me that? It's so, and he wants me, and he doesn't want to handle any of this.
I think where we really screwed up, we didn't finish House and Patrick.
Yeah.
I think you had ready failure to launch.
Oh, because I got another.
The one that Tom was going to help. I said, if he has that same job in 30 days, I'll give him $200.
And you did.
I was.
But
No, he didn't.
No, he
I said if he's still working in 30 days.
You said if he has a job, and I think he
No,
had you on that.
no, bullshit, man.
I'm going to pull that tape.
I got to pull the tape. It's been recorded. Oh dear.
Okay, sometimes when people are in silence, the sound of silence they hear is some kind of ringing. Even when they're in noisy environments, it depends. You know, a lack of hearing sends your brain searching for sound, and that emptiness can actually turn into a condition called tinnitus. Now, tinnitus is also from trauma or infection or other things, all different kinds of it. What I love is that Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center, they've been researching it for years. Go there. You can trust the docs, Dr. Patty, Dr. Lisa, Dr. Borsick. You can trust them to find a solution for you. They have a permanent solution for many that fit into this certain frequency where it'll eradicate your tinnitus altogether. It's called the Syncra. They also have hearing aids by Widex and others that treat the tinnitus by masking it, and it's amazing how it works. And the more you use them, the more you learn to ignore the sound. It is truly life-changing. Just call them for hearing loss or tinnitus. They have a brand new, beautiful location, okay? And just go there, and you will never be disappointed. They're the best. 303-534-0163. 303-534-0163. Helpforringing.com. Okay, now, we're getting somebody from Blinker, but we're positive you can make your own price. There must be something wrong with her interface. I don't know what's going on, but we'll figure it out. Dale wants to. What did you say?
We have someone that wants an update on what happened to poor Clint yesterday.
We will give that update because
he got robbed.
No, it's amazing. And I thought how odd they took the person off the car, but she left her car running outside the house with the keys in it, ran in the house because she thought she left on her curling iron. When she came out, her purse is missing. And inside her purse are the extra set of keys. Also, the car keys were missing.
They had to cancel all the credit cards.
Both sets of car keys missing and and the purse. Now, here's the worst part, is that it happened within just a few minutes. But I don't understand why the thief did not take the car. What Clint did was, I think, ingenious. Clint went to the neighbor who has a Ring doorbell with video, and it was a wide enough shot they could see it. Oh, my God.
They watched what happened.
I'm going to give you a hint, an inside job. Okay, hold on. You're going to love the story. 303-713-8255. Dale wants to know about solar-powered attic fans. Then we introduce reverse mortgages, a very hot topic, but very misunderstood. We welcome, of course, somebody who's been with us for years and years and years and years, ApprovalReverse.com. Dale, what do you want to know about? Dale, what's happening?
Tom, I was wondering what you think about solar-powered attic fans for cooling your house off.
They're perfect, but I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know if you're talking about a whole house fan or an attic fan. The attic fan is in the roof, and it ventilates the attic. And I think you can never go wrong to have one of those. Let me quickly explain that. They have solar-powered, thermostatically controlled fans. I think they're made in Germany. Excel Roofing deals in these, and he'll plop one in, cut a hole, plop it in, seal it, and you're done. You don't wire it. You do nothing. The sun will power it. The thermostat will tell it when to come on and when to go off. And what it does is keeps the movement in the attic, the air movement. And in the attic, you need movement, because air enters through the bottom, the eaves. It comes up through there and should go out the vents. The vents should be either pipes throughout the roof, depending on the size, or a ridge vent, which is the best, really, in my opinion. That's where the point of the roof is really not together. There's a hole there, and then you have flashing over it. It looks pretty, and it's a ridge vent, but in order to keep it moving, you have a fan. Now, these fans are wonderful, and so that is a separate item I just wanted to mention. There's no downside to those fans. Now, if you're talking about that, go ahead and do it. Are you talking about a whole house fan? When you said to keep your house cooler, an attic fan really won't make much of a difference in your home, except maybe the top floors may be a little cooler from less radiant heat coming from the ceiling. Is that what you're talking about, an attic fan, or are you talking about truly the whole house fan, which sucks air from lower levels to the upper levels?
I'm talking about the attic fan, Tom, the one that does the cool for upstairs, because we get a lot of heat upstairs to a pretty tall house.
Well, okay, that's not an attic fan. The attic fan won't affect that. The attic fan, if your house is built properly, will only help the attic. What you want is a whole house fan.
QC of Colorado.
Yeah, quiet, cool. You want someone who can install a big fan in the ceiling on the upper floor, and that will suck. Now, that if you have a basement, it really works well. People crack a window or two in the basement. Then you turn on the whole house fan, which then draws the cooler air up through the house. And not only are you getting rid of the hot air, you're pulling in cool air, but then you're a catalyst for natural convection. So once you get that going and you have a temperature variation with cool on top, it's automatically going to start dropping the cool air, and the hot air will automatically start rising again, and it will stimulate the natural convective currents. So I would do both. I would do an attic fan, because with a house like yours, you're no doubt getting an overheated attic, which will wear out your roof faster. It'll wear out your roof decking faster. It'll make the upper floors harder to cool and harder to heat, actually, believe it or not. I would also do a whole house fan. Now, the solar-powered attic fan is not a lot of money, the attic fan. But I think you thought you needed an attic fan, but in your situation, you primarily need a whole house fan.
Hit referrallist.com and just type in whole house fan or house fan
or QC.
There's a video up there. It's amazing. These things will drop the temperature 15 to 20 degrees.
Anyway, what did you want to say, Dale? I'm sorry.
We're talking an attic fan. Maybe I misrepresented myself there, but the attic fan's what we want.
The whole house fan, right? The whole house fan. The only reason I make that distinction.
An attic fan, Tom.
Okay, all right.
I found the whole house fan to be really, really expensive.
Yeah, they are. But just so you know, the attic fan may not help you as much as you think. As long as you know that, it will help the roof. It'll help the attic. And it will help with those convective currents. You want to keep those moving because it is a layer of insulation once it's moving. And it will help you to stay a little cooler on the upper floors. It absolutely will help, but not as dramatically as a whole house fan. What did you find expensive? What quote did you get for the whole house fan?
Well, it was in the $3,000 range.
Yeah, I don't know what they run, but that almost sounds like air conditioning. So how much do they run, Mark? I don't know. How big is your house, Dale?
It's 4-bedroom, 3 levels.
How many square feet is it?
To be honest with you, I'm not sure, Tom.
About 4,000 at least?
I would say.
Yeah.
So QC Colorado is going to be $1,500 to $3,000. It depends how big.
Yeah. Now, a whole attic fan will be under $1,000, I'm sure.
Well, we're getting a new roof. We got hail. We're getting a new roof.
Well, if you call Excel, they'll throw it in. If you get it up front, just say, hey, listen, if I use you, will you throw in an attic fan? They're really good people.
Well, that's who I'm dealing with, Tom. So I just wanted to get your opinion on it.
Yeah. You'll never go wrong with that fan. As I said, it may not help as much as you think, but it will. It will help. 303-713-TALK. Andrew Price from Blinker. I'm running out of time. I want to get right back to him in a second. If he could hold Susanna,
and I've got a question for him, too.
Because we have some issues that came up with Blinker I'd love to talk about. Joe Lazzara is a criminal defense attorney, and I hope you never need him. Joseph A. Lazzara. Now, even though I say that, people do need him. Why? Because they're accused of crime. Mostly, of course, the crowd that we have here with the Troubleshooter Network. I mean, people listening, we don't have a lot of hardened criminals. We have a lot of people who miscalculate what they drink, when they drink, how they drink, and they get DUIs or DWAI. And even though it's a lesser charge legally, it still messes you up. Joe, he can help you, okay? But here's one thing I want to tell you. You need to know this, okay? Even with Joe's help, it sucks, okay? It will affect everything in your life. So Joe recommends you buy these handheld breathalyzers now they have. Really good ones. Now, that's not definitive, but it'll give you a clue. And they make some really good ones. Also, designated drivers or Uber or Lyft. Now, if you get popped for a DUI and you need help getting through the system, whether guilty or innocent, he's not going to judge you. He's going to help you. Joe Lazzara. It's easy to remember. Just go to referralist.com, pop in Joe Lazzara. If you want to call him, that's good, too. But you can always go to referralist.com. For anybody you hear on this show, 303-429-6200, 303-429-6200.
Those whole house fans are spectacular.
Oh, they're unbelievable.
But so are attic fans, too.
Right, but this here also does the attic fan because you're pushing the air outside of it also. Because it sucks it in the attic. Because it's sucking it up in the attic, so it puts the air.
They exhaust through the attic.
If you have adequate venting.
No. They put it up in the ceiling,
I know.
and then pushes it out through the.
Well, I know. If you have it in the ceiling,
you have like
you
a
have
ridge.
an attic,
right?
And the attic does not have proper. A lot of attics don't have proper venting.
QC makes sure it does.
Yeah.
Either ridge vent or whatever, it'll push the air outside of it.
Yeah. That's a wonderful thing. However, the times that you don't use a whole house fan,
right? No, that's true.
The attic fan just automatically keeps that going.
Right. But because in the winter you probably should have some.
But the biggest problem, Jay said, is not so much they don't have a fan, because there is a bunch of natural convection. Some people simply have to pop in a vent. They have maybe one pipe in the entire attic, and all that hot air has to go out.
It stays there. Yep.
Man, ridge vents are absolutely the best.
Almost every roof you do, you should do a ridge vent.
I've retrofitted houses before. Oh my God, it made such a drastic difference. It's amazing because the whole length of the house.
Here's where it gets weird. Our house, we've got 3 attics.
that don't connect. So there's three ridge vents.
You do have them?
Yeah, 3, and then we also have massive plug-in fans in one of them, the big one. It's huge.
You remember the old turbines they used to put up there?
Yes. Well,
You don't see those anymore.
They were.
That's what
Absolutely.
they were.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's loud though.
Isn't it nice?
When that fucker comes on, I can hear it.
We were talking about free.
No, this is electric.
Then why would it need a turbine like that? Because that's usually wind driven.
No, it's got a fan prop on it, a propeller.
Oh, I know. But on the outside, does it look like a wheel, a hamster wheel? Okay. That's what we're talking about. One when the wind goes past your ridge.
Right.
Oh,
it
sucks it out.
Which sucks it out.
I don't have
Did
any
you
of
find out
those.
about Centeno? Their Lone Tree location opened in April.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay?
So the Broomfield probably is a new location.
I need to
And
know
then
where it is.
the next thing is, Andrew Price is fine to hold, but he is very limited on time.
No,
so
I'm
you
going
can
to go
make
right
it.
to him. Right.
Okay,
And
and then
Chris Clay.
curious, this guy on line 3,
Whoa.
he and his wife have 2 burial plots for $10,000
I like them.
in Evergreen Memorial. He wants to give them away as long as somebody will pay the transfer.
Little Bo Peep.
Like a couple
She
$100
needed the money.
So, anyway, that's an odd request.
What's your request?
The guy wants to give away his burial plots. They're worth $10,000 for him and his
Sweet.
wife, as long as somebody will pay the transfer fee at Evergreen Memorial Park.
That sounds like a scam.
It does. I was going to say that.
Sounds like a scam.
Oh, he sounds legit, but I
The
really
reason being, you could sell them.
The
transfer fees only $200.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. The transfer fee is
We'll
twice as
bury
many
them
other
together,
places.
Tom.
And
That's fine
actually,
for Mark
you're on
and
level
Dan.
3 of that plot.
Level 3.
This offer won't last. So visit any local
How about wondering when I started drilling holes that way?
CDs to get started. Membership is required. Federally
Oh my
insured
God.
CUN.
I got all my dogs in it, guys. They're still in their tins.
Any of you from buying a home?
I don't have them buried. They're literally, they're vacuum sealed ashes inside their tins stacked up.
Did you pay to have them cremated separately?
Denied a loan based on credit score alone? Well,
The reason I'm saying, when they asked that, they basically burned all that in a day.
Yeah, all
and
the
then-
dogs.
And then they divide them up.
That's I don't know.
Or you pay extra if they're going to do just that dog.
I don't remember them asking, so I assume it's my dog.
I would assume you got,
But I'm never going to DNA it, so yeah.
I don't think you get DNA ash.
Why not?
Because it's already burned up.
So,
There's no DNA left.
how do you know?
They'll have to do it from his dental records.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
You're positive.
Positive.
So they can take a little spit
Yes.
Yeah.
or a straw that I sucked
Right.
out, but
They can't take ash.
they can't take any ashes.
Absolutely.
What do you mean?
For
He's
DNA.
saying you can't get ashes, DNA out of
No,
ashes.
you can't.
No way.
No, unless the part
Punch,
is not
punch!
burned.
But you know
Oh,
what?
okay, like a toenail or something.
You know what they could identify? The dental
A tooth.
No, that's true. That changes it completely. It goes to carbon.
Can you smell it and tell who it was?
Possibly.
That was the Shih Tzu.
The dog could.
Nope, that one's my Doberman.
When my mom passed away, they made my sister feel so guilty. They buy the big concrete thing to put the casket in, and then a metal thing on that, and the casket, it's nuts.
Satin covered
The
pillows.
TV, there is a TV monitor that's covered.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. IdealHomeLoans.com. IdealHomeLoans.com for your next ideal home loan. I recommend anyone thinking about buying right now, call them. Because if you get a pre-approval, it's going to be exactly like cash because they can fund within a few days. Now, this approval, remember, it's not pre-qualification, it's an approval. So all they need is the appraisal for the home, 303-867-7000, idealhomeloans.com. While we're talking about loans, Joan Sullivan's with us from ApprovalReverse.com. Approval Reverse, she's been with us for so many years doing reverse loans. Now, Joan, I'm trying to get a feel for reverse loans. Are they up or down in this economy? Because this economy is affecting everything. How does it affect reverse loans?
They're down, Tom, but
They are.
But it's not the economy.
Okay.
It's the changes that FHA made to the program last October, reducing the amount of money that's available to people. So it's just, finding the right mix and making the numbers work. But the program itself has actually gotten a little less expensive. It's just the fact that there's not quite
applications are down a
yeah,
bit.
Yeah, they are.
I would be surprised
Yeah.
because equity has to be rising because
yeah,
of
here
values.
in Colorado, absolutely.
And of course, to establish value, what is it? It's an appraisal, right?
Yes, yeah.
And you must be seeing way higher appraisals, and people see. In my opinion, it would spur people to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
But you're saying what part of it is making it more difficult? What part? Qualification?
The qualification, we're pretty much used to that, and you know, getting people qualified. We're
is there
not
any
finding
one
a whole lot
stickler
of,
point?
So at this point, Mary Jane, she's my
yeah,
colleague
I mean,
here,
can you
and
think? Just if you can think of anything, just tell me. Any one thing? Just get that really close to you. You can pull it over.
I think on October 2nd, when the changes took place, that's really what affected the
What changes
program.
are you talking? What specifically do you think?
The biggest thing was prior to October.
Yeah.
If you were 62,
right,
you needed about 50% equity in your home. After the new FHA ruling, if you're 62, you need about 60% equity.
Okay.
So that's about a 10% across the board.
Okay.
That they
so they just said you have to have more equity. In other words,
right.
They want more security.
Correct.
Well, people are living longer.
Okay.
And, you know, we can't expect the real estate market to continue to grow at this 10%.
Not at this, no.
You know,
You know what's amazing, though? Even at that 60%, I think this market is at such a bubble coming up. It could drop like it did back in
it could.
2010, but people could be upside down. But if they're in a reverse mortgage, it doesn't affect them, right?
No,
because they can never lose more than the home.
And they can stay there forever.
Andrew Price is, we'll go back to that, and if you have any questions, call us. Andrew Price is with Blinker, and I know you're on a time crunch. Thank you so much for doing this. Bottom line here, this woman, Lynette, she's very computer savvy. And Andrew, maybe you can help us. Are you getting any of these complaints where she can't put in a price? Lynette, when you took a picture of the car and put in the information, it came up with what? A suggested price?
Black book value, personal sale, and trade-in value.
And which one did it choose of those three?
Well, when I filled out the online profile, it asked me, do I want to do a person-to-person sale, or do I want to trade it in?
Yeah.
So I chose personal sale.
And what happened when you chose personal sale? It filled in a price?
Yeah, and what happened was it came up with the logo for the black book value, filled in a price of $4,800.
Right.
And then all of the choices went dark. They're no longer
And if you click on that very space where the price is, it doesn't allow you to type in anything.
Correct. It's
Andrew?
unselectable.
Andrew.
Yes.
What do you have you heard this before?
It sounds unique to me. I think what I'm hearing is when you first snap a picture of your car, you can see the pricing valuations through Black Book and that'll show you what the pricing is.
Right.
But then when you go through the actual listing process, that's where you actually get to price your car. So what you do is you snap a picture of your car, and there's a button that says "Sell this car." You click on that. You put in your photos, a description, and then the next screen after that is where you adjust your price.
Are you saying she hasn't gone far enough in the process?
She hasn't gone far enough, is what I think I'm hearing.
Here's the other thing. I just did it. I'm out walking the dog.
Yeah.
I just did it again.
Yeah.
Because it all went away after I clicked out of it. So I just did it again, and I think this might be the problem. When I bought it, I was going through divorce.
Yeah.
So I have the title for the car in my married name. I have a different name now, and it requires you to take a picture of your ID.
Uh-huh.
And maybe it's unverified.
Oh.
So maybe that's it.
So maybe you can't list it at all. In other words, you can't go through the process because they don't think you're the right person.
So let me ask this, Andrew. Let me ask this question. Do I have to go apply for a new title in my new name? Or can you guys verify it based on...
Good question. Good question.
It's a great question. I think what's catching it up is it's based that it's a computer system that a platform that we've built that is based to catch like fraudulent activity and things like that. But once we hear individual cases, then we can go in and we can alter the data that's in there or override certain parts of the system. Mainly once we know exactly what people's particular cases are.
Yeah.
So I think the best thing you could do is get in touch with our support team and they can walk you through the entire process and help you out with that situation.
Okay, but in the future, then, you may have this problem again.
For a new title.
No, you don't have to, he said.
Okay. Okay.
No, and I would say, though,
as far as being able to sell it, because I've had both legal names, but I wouldn't sign the title as my
okay. Well, I can
name.
tell you this, okay? In a married situation, and this has nothing to do with Andrew, but just with the situation at hand, we have had cases where people do sign their former name just to get it done, and it's notarized because it is true, it is proper, there's nothing wrong with it. You're signing as that person. Or some people have hyphenated. As long as if they do require a notary, you get one if they require it. Some don't even require it, and you simply sign it. And no one really questions it in these cases.
Is he there still, Andrew?
Okay, so what do you have for Andrew? Yes.
So, Andrew, we've got a car that 2 years ago was in a wreck. It was about worth $20,000 at the time. We had about $10,000 worth of damage, brought it to a great body shop, had it fixed perfectly. We went to list it on Blinker, and it flagged it for having too much damage. What's that about?
Same exact thing. There's a system that's put in place so that we're getting the best quality vehicles on there. So while this car wasn't actually salvaged or totaled, it won't let you list it. It will catch. It also goes through the Carfax.
Wow.
And catch any significant accidents it's had.
Wow.
And so then I think it's the same sort of feedback. We get a hold of the support team, which I talked to Suzanne. I can help you through that one.
Sure.
And then we can go, once we know,
right.
All right, so we need to call in. I got it.
We can get it listed. Yep.
Right, you need to call in certain circumstances, but, man, I love all the fraud filters they have in place.
Yeah, it is. That's cool.
If you're looking for a problem and you don't know where to find it, call Plumbline Services for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. Right now, they have all kinds of specials going on depending on your situation. For example, 93 are free with drains. They will clear your drain for $93 or the call is free. They also have, and by the way, it's not just free, but they tell you what's wrong with it and how much it'll cost to fix it. They also have $149 for a licensed, bonded, and insured electrician to your home to fix. Now, that's to fix the problem with parts, $149. And if they can't find the problem, it's free, but they will stay there until they do if you let them, $149. Now, if it turns out to be multiple circuits and they can't do it for $149, they will do the call free and give you a full, complete diagnostic. So no matter what, you're getting something of value, and you'll never spend more than $149 unless it's a major problem and you decide to. So it's 303-586-1086, 303-586-1086, plumlineservices.com.
He's just one of the founders. He says, here's exactly what
Zuckerberg or somebody?
No. This is one that didn't last, of course. Tax the rich is 50% to give $500 a month, free cash, to fix income equality to the poor.
The biggest problem with that is where do you define rich? Over $30,000 a year?
I mean, and how do you define who deserves money? I mean,
they soon run out of other people's money.
You can't just support. What is this notion? First of all, where does this notion come from that the rich somehow did something wrong? Why is that? I mean, and I'm not talking from a position of being ultra rich. I don't even know. Why do people pick on the rich? It's like, why? They didn't do anything wrong.
But you don't help people by giving them money.
No, you really don't.
Look at the
Look
American
at that young girl that wanted
Yeah.
You think American Indians is better off because we gave them
the education.
money?
Well, come on, we gave them the right to sell cigarettes in casinos. We didn't exactly give them much.
More than that.
I don't know much about it.
I've seen within my family, the sister that gets everything free has just been ruined.
Yes.
I've been on,
Absolutely.
in Oklahoma, I've been on some of those places, and there's, man, they are full-blown alkies out there.
Yeah.
24/7. The reservations
You do not help people by giving them money.
I had a buddy, son of Henry. His dad was such a drunk, I couldn't believe it, man.
You know, we got about 115 houses on the hangar. None of the poor, obviously, on the airplane. And,
Or they live there and just don't tell.
anyway, the nicest kind of giving people capital, but people have money. You're never going to get a job.
I don't know if that's necessarily always true.
I have not can't say that at all. I know, can't say it, but I have not met a Scrooge McDuck yet. And I know they're out there. For the most part.
Yeah.
But giving people money is not helpful. Ben Franklin, what Ben Franklin said.
I shall not tell a lie. And then you cut down the apple tree.
And listening back at it in those days, what he said is like right now. The best way to help poverty is to make it uncomfortable to be poor.
Yeah. You could give a man a fish or teach him how to play football.
And then they still get, millions of dollars, but it's not enough. They hate this country.
Oh, I know.
It's like,
Did you see that football player that beat the hell out of that woman? Did you guys see that? Fox News, the pictures are unbelievable. What happened? He beat the hell out of this woman. How he's not like behind bars right now, I have no idea. NFL. You didn't see that?
Why? An NFL player beat a woman up. Why?
You've got to see these pictures.
But why did he beat her up?
Well, because he's beat her up numerous times. I mean,
he was in a relationship with her?
Look at this picture. NFL star LaShawn Shady McCoy. He was part of the Giants Super Bowl. Look at this. This was her in the morning. That's her at night.
Sean McCoy? He's from Buffalo.
Nothing.
He's a star running back from Buffalo.
Holy cow. Her best friend wrote, "You're the devil, man. We didn't say anything about you beating your dog into kidney failure. We didn't talk about all the times you beat the hell out of other people. But this has gone too far."
Well, she probably didn't press charges.
You will now.
Well, I don't think she has.
Be really careful. I mean, I don't know this guy. Pictures, man.
No, they don't.
Did you see this?
I know, but people can say she could have walked. I'm not saying she did.
I know.
But you walk into a door and you can say somebody did it if you want.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, there's no
She
doubt.
would have slammed that door a number of times on her face to get to that.
I understand that. Listen, I'm all about that.
All the illegal steroids and needles you were using, we didn't say anything about
Oh,
that.
my God.
We didn't say anything about when you would beat your kid because he peed in the bed. We didn't say anything.
He's out of football forever.
Oh,
I'll guarantee you he's out of football forever.
Karma's going to be real, bitch.
I don't know this guy. But
Oh, he's a star running back for Buffalo.
Oh, he's the real deal. Football player, real deal.
Now he's going to be a star convict.
Boy, anybody who picked him on a fantasy league's not very happy.
yeah. Right.
Always levity in the situation.
Lost my Valentine. You could never keep my
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Listen, what do you think about the problems, questions, and complaints that we get? What do you think? You can call in and give your 2 cents as well. You know, so many people email us about, hey, Tom, you should have said this or should have said that, or why didn't you ask this? Call in. If you can't get through, you can almost always get through. If you can't get through on the regular 303-713-TALK, you can almost always get through on 303-MARTINO. Okay? Just weigh in. We get a lot of comments. You're getting a lot of comments, too. That's why you say that, Mark.
You know what Suzanne
Facebook.
and I are doing
and
afterwards?
I don't mind that, by the way. I don't mind getting comments during the show, but call in. What?
You know what she wrote me into?
What?
She's so good-hearted. We're going to visit a caller.
I know.
That's like in her 80s. And apparently the husband doesn't ever let her leave, doesn't feed her, all kinds of weird stuff. I'm dying to see if it's real.
Wait, is she blaming her husband for this?
No, she's such a sweetheart. I just want to help her. Tom,
but wait a
get
minute.
to the
Is the
grocery
husband
store.
abusing her?
I don't know.
Is that the accusation?
I'm gonna meet her today.
We're gonna find out.
I'm looking forward to it. I want to help her.
Don's got a very unusual problem. Don, go ahead. What's going on?
Yes, Mr. Martino. I've been listening since Flo Doyle and Father John.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Flo Doyle, that is a name I haven't even heard.
Who is Flo Doyle?
Oh, a sweet older woman.
Yes, she was.
Oh, my God. How do you know? Do you know her?
Yes, I used to cut her hair for years and years, and she always talked about
Now,
you. And
is Flo still around? Is still with us?
No, sir. She passed about 2 years ago.
What a sweet lady.
Yes, she is.
I had the most wonderful, sweet volunteers. I have great volunteers now, but we've had the sweetest ladies over the years. So anyway, what's happening?
I've got 2 cemetery plots up in Broomfield, and I'm willing to donate. The value is over $10,000. It includes 2 side-by-side plots and caskets.
Wait a minute. It includes the caskets, the outer casket, the vault?
Yes, sir. It's Evergreen Memorial Park.
But it's not the actual coffin itself, or is it just the big casket?
You know, my father bought them in '78, and the paperwork here, and I went up and spoke with him.
And it's prepaid and all paid for?
Yes, sir. All I would like is transfer fees for the 2 plots and the caskets.
And who do you pay the transfer fees to?
Directly to the Evergreen Memorial.
How much do they want to transfer?
Just to transfer the title, the name of the plots. Right now they're in my mother and father's name, and they ended up in Oldingers.
And how much would that cost?
Less than $250.
This is, and you pay it directly to the memorial.
Wow.
Why? Now listen, Don, I can't believe that a nice guy like you doesn't have someone you can just give them to that you know.
You know, we want to donate them, Tom. We want to give them to somebody that can use them in a nursing home, a hospital.
Okay, you don't just want to give them away. You want to give them away to someone in need, and then.
Preferably,
and then, of course, we can find someone to pay the transfer fees, probably. This is a wonderful gift. A plot for 2, or 2 plots.
Side by side.
Wow, what a good guy. This is great. You just want to give them away. Now, how did you get a hold of them?
When my father passed, my mother and father passed, they had, in the interim, they purchased plots at Olinger and the mausoleum. So
why did they have these plots? They thought at one time they bought them for themselves and changed their minds?
And perhaps they thought one of the 5 kids would want them or something of that nature.
And where is this place?
The name of it is Evergreen Memorial Park.
Okay.
It's Broomfield. It's 168, 200 East.
Now, Don, we're going to put you on hold. We're going to tell you how to email us information. We're going to put the word out, and then we'll help you filter through these, okay? We really appreciate your kindness, so hang on. And these are 2 burial plots side by side. All you have to do is pay for the transfer. I'm Tom Martino. More coming up. Today is the day you break...
Wow, that is. So that's legitimate.
I almost wish you would sell them and give the money to somebody.
Yeah.
In fact, you can put more than one in a plot. If they cremate stuff.
Is it like you were saying about the dogs, depending on how you do it, they might just mix you in with everybody else?
No, but you can put several urns in a single plot.
Oh, it's a weird looking place.
But, I was telling you that camera, they put a camera in and a cable that goes up into the headstone. And in the future, if you wanted to, you could attach a monitor. And see the person in the grave. I thought it was serious. I don't know. I just thought it was creepy.
What's that?
You can get a camera put in the casket and a cable run up to where in the future they can put a monitor in and you can see.
You know why they do that?
So you see the one
because they bury people when they're still alive. Man.
It
used to be a bell they ring.
There's patents on
that. I'm not kidding. They used to run a
there's patents on that stuff when burying people alive. Yeah.
They would run a string down literally into the coffin.
The bell,
and if you hit it, the bell would ring, and then they'd know you were still alive.
Come and get me.
You just better hope there's someone around.
Yeah.
I think everything.
If it's really windy out.
Nowadays, they just give you one of those dollar store air horns.
Look at that. Oh, that's right.
Under the ground.
They would never let you look at an open
casket
after it's been buried for several years. No, that would be
This camera thing in there, they don't hook it up. They can't talk about future. But what are you going to look at? It'd have to be creepy to...
Yeah.
It's an Arlo.
Yeah, there you go.
It's the Ring coffin camera.
They
had to come up with a new product. The doorbell's been done.
Yeah. God, we found out the hard way that our ring, we weren't paying the $3 a month or $30 a year thing, so it doesn't save the recording.
Yeah, Arlo's way better.
Arlo, well, we already had it.
Plus, you can put it everywhere.
Yeah. My son has a ring around his house. We got it for a Christmas present for my son, so. But the neighbors did, so that, thank God, the neighbors looked over in our driveway and saw everything happened. Do you know what the tile are now that women carry in their purse?
Mm-hmm.
It's a little white chip about that big. They're $20. And on a smartphone, you can track it anywhere. So if you lose your purse, you can figure out where it went.
Okay. Really?
People put them in their luggage when they travel.
Huh.
I saw a guy at DIA arguing with them. They were telling him his skis were still in Phoenix. No, they're within 50 feet of him. He was arguing with them and arguing with them because he tracked his
Do you know the name of it?
it's called Tile.
It's Tile.
Tile. Yeah, they're $20. They're $19. You can get them on Amazon. And you wrap them in Kleenex and put them in the bottom of your purse so bad guys can't find them.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And
my goodness.
it'll
Or if you're Tom, you put it in your back pocket on your phone.
How many does Tom
And
have?
every time you sit down, it makes a noise, and you have no idea what the hell the noise was for about 3 months until he figured out it was his tile. It was the funniest thing I've ever It was crazy. He just discovered it last week.
Oh dear.
That it was his tile.
You can get multiple ones and put them on keychain and purse.
Amazon. Or Amazon.
So the technology.
There's several types there.
They come in like.
So Arlo is the one that you use on the outside of your house?
Yeah, they're 100% wireless, and they last like, depending on how you set up the motion detection and how long you want them to record the video and how often you use them live, anywhere from 6 weeks to 4 months without having to recharge them. And then you can recharge them in an hour or two. I was telling them about your tile, the noise you were hearing for about 3 weeks. And then you finally figured out what it was.
Right here has my wife's personal and Robin's leaves our home.
I was so frustrated.
It was
It's not that I forgot. I never knew.
Is a company I can
It makes a
highly
different
recommend.
sound.
You may have
When
some
you're
more
looking
damage
for
calls,
this-
but if
this
anything
thing,
happens in
it'll
the
make
next
a
few
sound
months,
when you're
remember
looking
Excel
for it.
Roofing. They
And
may
it
not come
really
knocking at
makes
your
a sound.
door, but they will be
Yeah, I
the
don't
ones
know
you
if
want.
you
First of all, they're
tested
never
it.
going to
But
want you to sign
it's a
anything
sound of
for
a
your roof. You should
but it's
never have to
nothing
sign
like,
anything.
but I didn't realize it
That's
worked
budget
reverse.
crap. These
So
roofers
if
are not
this
gonna
is
do
hit
that.
twice,
Into a
it
contract.
triggers
They
that.
will never trick you into a contract. They will give you a
So about every 4 hours you
sound.
hear this.
Oh, and he didn't know when.
And I was hitting
For like a month.
It drove me.
He had people looking at his phone and turning shit off, and he was ready to
I
reload
even
the
had our
whole phone.
IT guy, he said because it doesn't come up with a message. It just sounds. And you know what? I actually, now that I knew that happened, I used it the other day. I was with my kids, and I could not find my phone in the condo. I ran back upstairs to get it, and I couldn't find it. So I had my car keys, which has one of these, and I went like that, and the thing, I could hear it. What a wonderful.
So it works both ways.
Yeah.
It'll find the tile or the tile will find the phone. Here's how it works though, because it's Bluetooth. If you have a tile that was in your purse and your purse got taken, okay, or you missed it or left it at a restaurant, when someone else's phone's around that has the tile app loaded, your tile automatically talks to it and then will report back to the owner.
That's what you say, right?
That's how it works. Yeah, there's no Wi-Fi. There's no Wi-Fi.
But here's the thing, though. It won't make the sound if you're not close to it. You have to be within a certain radius for it to work.
It's about 15 to 20 feet.
So what it does is, like, my ID badge is here. So if I say fine, here's what it sounds like.
Just call 303-695-7000.
But if I took that ID badge and went down to the office,
and I hit fine, it'll show me where it is roughly for me to get within like 100 feet. And then I hit that. It's like 100 feet mark.
but if you're outside that range, you got to wait for someone that has that tile app on your phone or tablet or wherever.
So last
So
night,
if they're closer to the tile than you are.
Then you'll still be able to locate your tile.
I misplaced this last night. This shows it was here in the building, not in the building, at this address. So when I got close, then the find button lights up. And I said, the find button's light, I'm nowhere, I'm out in the parking lot. And it was right in the parking lot.
Oh, wow.
And made the noise. And that noise. So I guess it works. I'm going to use it for luggage when I travel.
Yeah, that really makes a lot of sense.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show this hour, brought to you by Century RV. Oh, that's a fun topic. I'm a consumer advocate. Solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. Been doing it for going on 40 years here in Denver. Longer if you count my entire career. And it's been just talking to consumers each and every day, every single day. Especially, of course, weekdays when I'm on the air, but off the air as well with emails and regular mail and phone calls and social media and the radio show. And when I was on TV for 22 years in Denver, what a wonderful way to fit in, right? By helping others. So if you need help, pass the word around. Let's get this help. Hey, by the way, if you ever want to help out, call us. You know, we love when people help us out. We have many deputies around. Of course, we have our primary staff, and then we have auxiliary deputies. We'd love to deputize you. 303-713-TALK is our number. And as I said, Century RV. Century RV is up on the 119 turnoff north of Denver. If you're going north on I-25, there's a 119 turnoff to Longmont. That's where you'll find Century RV, right on that frontage road with a service department up there. Then they have the place just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims, right here in Lakewood. Okay, and that's between Kipling and Sims, just north of 6th Avenue next to Woodley's, and that's CenturyRV.com, CenturyRV.com, 303-451-1111, new and used. So let's talk about your life. What's going on?
Speaking of deputies,
yes,
we got to recap that problem.
Yeah,
people are chomping at the bit,
and we will. I'm going to just tease it again. What happened? Clint's wife parks, leaving the house. She thought she left her curling iron on. She leaves the car running with the keys in it. She goes into the house, comes back out. She notices her purse missing. In her purse, of course, were her keys. Both sets of keys are missing. The purse is missing. She doesn't know what to do. She calls Clint. Clint goes home. They cancel all their credit cards. Then he says, I'm going to look at the video. They look at the video from the Ring phone, from the Ring thing that the neighbor has, doorbell, and finds that indeed there was a thief, and it's really odd. And we'll talk about it, I promise. Joan Sullivan is with us from Approval Reverse Mortgages, and I do have a couple emails here, but I want to move on to some calls, people who've been waiting, okay? This is important. Kira, she held yesterday, so I really want to take her. She held a long time. Okay, Kira, go ahead and get on that phone. Hi, Kira.
Hi, Tom.
Yeah, don't kill yourself. Take your time. What's going on, Kira?
So I'm having some issues with my property managers that I'm currently
are you So you're renting right now, Kira. How long have you been there?
So we'll be there in 1 year this August. So
1 year in August. Gotcha. And is your lease up then?
No, we signed a 2-year lease with them because they gave us pretty much like a discount to get us in there.
All right. And what's the problem?
So we've just been experiencing a lot of issues like with maintenance and things like that. So
give me the one thing that really pissed you off that made you call today.
We have had overflowing sewage into our house for a month and a half now, and they haven't done anything.
You mean in a floor drain or out of the toilet?
Through the bathtub, the toilet, and the bathroom sink.
Oh my God, that's disgusting. So it comes up and stays, or does it come up and gurgle and go back down? How is it?
It comes flooding up gray-brown water, and it stays for probably about 4 to 5 hours, but then it will drain out, and it leaves a disgusting gray-brown residue all over the bathtub.
This is terrible. Terrible. So what do they do about it?
So we called them initially, and they didn't respond to our phone call. So then I sent out emails, and I sent about 9 emails out because we don't have one particular person that handles us. We have several different people that tell us several. And one gentleman named Ethan finally gave us a call back, and he said that he put in a work order. Well, then a week passed, and we didn't hear anything about a work order, so we called him again.
And now this can't be just an isolated apartment. It's got to be happening elsewhere.
It's a house.
Oh, just one house. Okay. Oh, so Do you know what's causing it?
We're not sure. We think that it's the main line, though, because, I mean, the house just reeks of human waste. Reeks of it. Like, you know, like, people don't even want, like, we live there, and we don't even want to be in our own house. Because when it starts coming up, the smell lingers all day. Plus, it's hot outside. We have a swamp cooler. So then the swamp cooler, since it's, you know, humid, makes the situation 10 times worse.
Okay, so really, what do you want, basically? You want them to fix it, right? I don't blame you. It's disgusting. But
well, we want them to fix it, but at the same time, like, we just want out of this lease altogether. We don't want to lease with them anymore.
Okay, but let me put it to you this way. Let me put it to you this way, okay? You're not going to like what I'm telling you. But if they fix it, you're kind of out of luck. If they fix it, I mean, you have a right to get out. If you have a problem like this and they don't fix it, you can do a self-eviction. You know, constructive eviction is called. But really, what you need to do, you need to get, like, them to fix it. I mean, but you are disgusted and want out. The problem is, I can't help you break your lease. I mean, it's going to come with all kinds of problems. Even if you try to get out now, he's going to fight you. Have you asked him to just let you out of the lease?
I mean, I've been emailing them for the last month and a half that this has been happening.
Do you have a phone number?
To talk to me. I have a phone number, and I always get sent to voicemail. So very rarely do I ever get to talk face-to-face with our...
All right, we're going to leave a message. All I can tell you is we can leave a message. Listen, you held a long time. We want to help you. Kira, we'll ask them straight up if they'll just let you out of the lease and be done with this. Okay, they might.
Because we contacted the health inspector, so the health inspector is also involved.
Yeah,
in giving them
Kira,
a 30-day notice.
Kira, you don't understand. Okay, now, if they fix it, you're stuck. Okay, I mean, you keep... I don't know what you really want. I think you really just want out of the lease. But I'm telling you right now that if they fix it, you're going to have a hard time getting out of the lease. So what do you really want? Do you even care if they fix it, or do you want out?
I mean, I'd prefer to fix it, but it's just, it's
if
so
they
many things
fix
that have
it,
been happening.
If they fix it, what else is wrong?
It's the fact that something breaks every single week. So they do a quarterly inspection at our house. The yard that we live in looks great. They tried to charge us extra violation fees every single time they come to visit.
You just don't like them, okay? Right? You just don't like them. Well, here's what we'll do for you.
I don't like them.
Here's what we'll do for you, Kira, okay? First, we're going to see if they'll just let you out. We're not even going to get involved in the sewer thing. We don't care. If they won't let you out, then we're going to say, okay, you have a notice from the city, and we're going to send one of our inspectors out there to look at it. When do you think it'll be fixed? Okay? That's what we're going to do. 303-713-TALK. Now, coming up, we're going to have an interview with On Deck. What is On Deck? On Deck is, what do you call it? Alt finance? What is alt finance? Alt finance is alternate financing for business. And I've done a number of these interviews in the past. American Express opened up a division, and other lenders are getting in the act. And that means if you don't want to go to a bank but you need a loan, you're going to try to do it this way. And we'll be talking about that in a little while, okay? Now, Bruce, you have an update on something. What's going on, Bruce?
A week or 10 days ago, I called in regarding a refund that I was having trouble getting from
I remember.
Auto warranty company.
Now, the warranty company said they sold you a warranty that really should not have been sold. Is that right?
Well, I'm
with that
not aware
car?
of that.
No, with that particular car. Is that the one? I need to know the circumstances. I want to make sure I'm not getting you mixed up. What were the circumstances on why you needed a refund?
Well, it was a 3-year contract, and 8 or 9 months into the contract, I had an accident with the vehicle, and it was totaled.
That's right.
So I called them to cancel it. And
what did they say?
They sent me a letter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the cancellation terms and conditions in the contract indicated they would refund the unused or unexpired portion of the contract. They just prorate the $1,575 that I paid for it and refund the difference.
Yeah.
And what I ended up getting was a letter indicating that they were willing to pay me $862, which is about $250 less than the prorated amount.
But basically, the main issue was you didn't get anything, did you?
I didn't get anything. In fact, I couldn't get the time of day from them. But
then what happened?
2 hours after I called you guys, I got a call from them, and they were jumping through hoops, wanting to get the refund to me. And within 4 or 5 days later, it arrived. So I did get the $862.
Good stuff.
Thanks to you guys.
And that happened right after you talked to us. I appreciate that information, really. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So we have Don who wants to talk about an insurance dispute in Florida. We do have an interview coming up on alternate financing. It's part of a series I've been doing. Then we have a plumbing and heating problem in the Springs. Very quickly, Don, I want to talk about this. And then we're going to talk about Clint's problem and who the thief was and how it worked out. Don, this insurance dispute in Florida, very quickly, can you give me some information on that, and then we can at least get started on it before we do other things?
Sure, I think so. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Just give me some background on this.
Okay, well, I purchased an insurance policy for my mother's house in Florida to insure it while we had it up for vacant for sale. She's elderly and hurricanes and all that, so we got her into an assisted living place.
Yes.
So I bought the policy after being told I could.
Well, without the whole problem, Don, I just wanted to get the general conflict right now. We'll get all that background. What's the general conflict? What's the information?
The conflict is I received an email saying that I would get reimbursed for the period of the policy not used after it was sold.
Okay, and so it was sold, and did you get any kind of a refund?
No. What I got was an email back saying that this is a fully earned policy and no refund would be coming, and that I was advised.
What's the name of the carrier?
Well, the name of the company that I bought it through is First Florida Insurance.
No, that's the agent. Who is the carrier?
If that's the underwriter, I guess that's Tabco.
Okay. We're going to call our experts and get them started on this. But I have to tell you, it's a matter of contract, Don. You do understand that, right?
That's why I was calling and asked. I do have in writing that I would get this refund.
Yeah, but is it outside of the policy? In other words, they wrote you saying, well, they may have obligated themselves to send you something on their own. This is your agent said this to you?
Yes.
We'll find out how enforceable our experts might think that is. So hold on, and we'll just talk about it. David Salisbury is an estate attorney that I send people to when they have questions on trusts, probate, wills, estate planning, because it's a time a lot of people don't like to do a lot of thinking. So I'm going to tell you now to keep this name for the time that for a time when it happens and you don't know who to call. David Salisbury will be there. He can answer all of your questions. Now, he can help you now plan ahead for probate, for wills and trusts, anything that comes up. Trusts, of course, are very special animals for certain people that want to keep an estate going forward and pass it on seamlessly without court intervention. Then you have simple wills. And then you can avoid probate, or you can choose to go to a simple probate if you have a small estate. All of these questions, just ask David. Just ask him. 720-493-3911. Don't try to figure it out. Just ask him. 720-493-3911. All of your initial consultations are free, and then if you hire him, he has flat rate pricing for anything he does. If you want a will, they start at around $600, and depends on how complicated it is. If you want a trust, you can get a trust for a couple $1,000s. He flat rate prices, so he doesn't nickel and dime you. It's a great system. David Salisbury, 720-493-3911. 720-493-3911. What do you know about alternate financing? Do you go to a bank and get a loan? The old joke is you only get a loan at a bank if you prove you don't need the loan. So let's talk about lending and alternate finance coming right up.
To sew it in their clothes. Tom, I sent you the email from that Don guy on his insurance.
You know, we had a neighbor across the street.
I sent you email this Don guy. So what? Okay.
It looked long as hell.
It did. So what he did is his mom was going in there, and so she wasn't going to be at her house. So they bought insurance because there was no one living there.
Hello, David. Hello. Hello.
So they only show up.
David, I'm Martino. Can you resend me any of the file stuff you have, please, on Breslow and on eBay? I don't know, with all of our goddamn emails.
I gotta go see David Salisbury. You got a hold of my dad's trust.
Never mind. In other words, you don't have it, right? Just tell me you don't have it. I'll fucking stop.
And then we had a lawyer look at it before my dad died. We paid him $500 to him.
If something happens to my sister, everything goes to her. It's all, I mean, to her. And then if something, or the will part, trust, there's a will inside a trust part. We finally got it, read it, and through it. And my wife got skipped. Something happened to me. I'm so hurt. My kids. It was a mistake. It doesn't matter because my dad was silent. Well, it's been corrected 3 times. It's such a mess. Yeah. And every time we've gone through it, we've caught things that are, my dad made it way, way complicated. And that's why we did it. Kids used to be able to, or maybe they weren't, they just did it. But in an emergency, call like a plumber and then just take it off their rent.
You can't just do that. You have to do it with a process. You can do it, but the landlord can say, go fuck yourself. Now, there's a proper way of doing it under the habitability standards. Yeah, there's a proper way, but you don't just do it. You get in trouble. I mean, what would prevent somebody from getting a friend to come in for $1,000 to unclog a sewer? I mean, you have to have it approved. Attention, parents. Why subject your kids? Did somebody tell you it was automatic?
No, I remember years ago hearing something about that. We never had a problem. We told people that, like in this case, it's probably just tree roots and these people blocking the drain.
It's probably something very simple.
Yeah.
But see, if she called asking what do you think's causing it, then we'd go down another path.
How long do you got? How many times do you got to back up before you want out of the house?
Yeah, I know. It sounds like they're doing nothing. They're not repairing anything. There's so many bad ones. I'm trying to get my middle daughter to open a property management company because there's so many bad ones out there. I've learned over the years if you're managing property, don't want to get anything.
This guy is Neo-Smiles.com. They're also on my referrals. I'm trying to become.
I'm trying to get endorsements in town telling you who you should call for your next home loan. The question you have to ask yourself is that who they called when it was time for them to get a mortgage? When you hear an on-air personality talk about ideal home loans,
how much time do we have?
They picked up the phone and called us for their own personal home loan. To find out how
is Compass coming on for some insurance one time?
Yeah, I hope so.
303-877-7000.
We're going to get Compass for the insurance one, right?
So he bought a vacant for sale policy is what he bought. Vacant for sale.
Gotcha. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Mom was going into there, so I can't believe his normal policy would have covered that.
Covered what? Vacant.
He bought a vacant for sale home insurance policy. That's what it is. Vacant for sale.
Oh, it's actually called vacant for sale.
Yes. So his mom went into there and they were going to sell it, so it was going to be vacant. I don't know why his regular insurance wouldn't have covered it while they were selling it.
He's not looking for coverage.
He probably got rid of the regular insurance and
he's looking for a refund, he said.
Right, but they sold these vacant for sales in 3-month blocks. So it actually took 4 months to sell it. So he had to buy another 3-month block.
Well, they might be blocks. I mean, they may not sell them by
right, but I sent it to you. It's
okay.
Well, I'm saying, why didn't his regular insurance policy cover this?
He probably canceled.
Tom Martino here.
I can't say enough about buy and build at 4800 Washington Street. Below wholesale materials. If you're doing it yourself or you're sending your contractor, you won't find better. You just won't find better than buyandbuild.net, 4800 Washington Street. If you go there, you're going to say, my goodness, I owe Tom a thank you. So email me a thank you. It's fine. Because you will love it. You know, lighting fixtures that you find at these stores for $1,400, $1,400, $140 over there. If you find plumbing fixtures, vessel sinks for $600. What were some of the vessel sinks?
$50.
Can you believe that? $49. And these are all first quality things, no seconds. And then he has cabinets direct from the manufacturer. So it's buyandbuild.net, 4800 Washington Street. Right now I want to talk about something. This is a consumer show. We have a lot of business owners who listen to this show, and I've been doing a series of interviews on alternate financing. Banks are very difficult to deal with. They take forever. We know that. It's very difficult. Lending in general, borrowing in general. People almost feel guilty when they borrow money. And then this new alternate financing world happened, where they're using proprietary technology to make qualifying quicker and easier. I mean, if you think about it, all of the information on us is out there somewhere. Well, anyway, OnDeck is one of the leaders in this area. OnDeck. And so they have their own system, OnDeck, where they can pre-qualify you or qualify you. And they call it speedy and convenient. Okay? So let's talk to the main guy, the CEO, Noah Breslow. And let's just ask him straight up. Mr. Breslow, may I call you Noah, first of all, to begin with?
Absolutely, Tom. It's great to be here. Thanks for having us on the show.
Very quickly, what is alt finance all about? Why have they risen? I have to believe it's in the technology, because the main thing you emphasize is speed of qualification. You know, get the news and get going.
You're exactly right. Alt lending or online lending or fintech, if you will, came about really as the last credit crisis hit and banks stopped lending to small businesses. And so the premise behind OnDeck was we can use technology and digital data to take this process that used to take 6 or 8 weeks, required multiple trips to a branch, and usually ended in a decline for the small business owner. We can actually move that process online, have it happen in 1/100th of the time, and get a business owner a loan in minutes or within a day or two at tops.
Okay, so you get this information and you figure out if they're worth lending to. Now, are the standards less than a bank? I mean, because everyone listening who has a business right now is wondering, am I going to qualify? Now, is qualifying easier with alternate financing firms like OnDeck, or OnDeck specifically? Do you have more lenient standards than a bank?
So I'm not sure if I would say more lenient, but I certainly think that qualifying for many small businesses out there is easier with an online lender. I think the key is banks traditionally look for hard collateral, right? Do you have a home or hard assets that you can pledge against a loan? Most online lenders are more unsecured, and so we look at the digital data, the cash flow, if you will, running through your business. We make our lending decision based on that, and because of that, we can qualify a lot more small businesses for loans than a traditional bank could.
I can understand that, and you can quickly tell how they do business. For example, if they have a neat set of books, organized, they don't run negative balances, is that the kind of thing you're looking for?
Absolutely. A great example would be like a retailer, a sporting goods retailer. They want to buy, baseball uniforms in the spring and football uniforms in the fall, and they need working capital to do that. So what we would do is they would go to ondeck.com. They would fill out a very short online application. They would either link their bank account or upload 90 days of bank statements, and just with that information, nothing else, we're able to pull a lot more data electronically to make our decision and let that business owner know where they stand in minutes or hours tops.
Now, I know people hate this term algorithms. Everybody has an algorithm, but really that's what you're doing. You're looking at their transaction history. You're looking at their pluses and minuses, and you are literally developing a digital personality. Is this a good personality to loan money to? Are they dependable? Is that basically what you're looking for?
Absolutely. We have something that we call the OnDeck score. So just like most consumers are familiar with their FICO score, it describes their creditworthiness as a consumer, the OnDeck score describes your creditworthiness as a small business. And what we've learned over the years is that you have to look at a variety of data sources. So it's absolutely about how you manage your cash flow, but it's also your business credit. It is also a little bit of your personal track record. We have to know that as well. It's government data, public records, accounting data. We bring all of that in, over 2,000 data points per application, to make our decision.
Okay.
One thing I do want to stress, Tom, is it's not just the algorithm at OnDeck. We do have a team of underwriters, experienced commercial underwriters, who also can look at certain loan applications. So I don't want your listeners to think it's a faceless machine. We actually combine the best of both technology and the human angle to get the best results for our customers.
Okay, so when you have someone applying for a loan, we have right now, I have business people right now listening thinking, okay, can I get a loan this week? Seriously. Now, if someone goes online right now, what's the best thing that can happen?
So
best scenario.
Online right now to ondeck.com. What they do is they fill out an application. It would probably take you 5 to 10 minutes to get through that application. Nothing very hard to find in terms of information we ask. Should all be at their fingertips.
Okay.
And then in the best case, they could be approved for a loan right then and there if it's a smaller loan. If they're asking for a larger loan, and we go up to $500,000 now, that loan might take them a day or two and a little bit more back and forth with our underwriting team to get that approved. But again, that $500,000 loan at a bank might take months to even find out where you stand. So we think it's a much faster process for the small business owner. And you can always go back and comparison us with a bank if you want. But at least going online to check what we have for you is the most efficient use of time.
So money for what? Do you care? Money for what?
Typically our borrowers are doing things like buying inventory. That's a great use of OnDeck funds. They have something that they want to expand their business with. You're a bar and you want to serve food, so you want to buy an oven so you can cook the food in your bar. You want to open a new location, spend money on marketing. These are all great uses of the OnDeck product. We do collect the use of proceeds in our loan application, and we look at it somewhat, but I would say the majority of our decisions based on your cash flow, your OnDeck score, and the other data points we collect and how well your business is doing.
I want to remind callers, if you have a question at all on anything, other consumer problems as well, he's pressed for time, so we're not going to keep Noah too long, but you can call 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So can you do a line of credit, revolving, something I can keep with you, or do I have to keep applying for loans?
No, we actually can do a line of credit. So we have two products today, a term loan product. We can go short-term loans as little as 3 months, as long as 36 months. And then we do have a line of credit, which is a great product for those sort of seasonal or even intra-month working capital needs a small business has. Small businesses can use our mobile app to draw on that line of credit. We actually did a really cool partnership earlier this year with Visa, where we can actually use the debit card network to fund these line of credit draws in minutes. 24/7, 365. So that line of credit is a great solution if you have working capital fluctuations in your business.
So people borrow money, they pay back money, but everyone wants to know, are you going to be very, very expensive? There's something called hard money lending that people think it's fast, but it's gotten a reputation of being extraordinarily expensive. Now, would OnDeck be a hard money lender, or are they much more in line with bank fees, or how do you price the product?
So we price the product relative to the risk of the customer, but in general, online lenders, including OnDeck, are going to be more expensive than banks, but less expensive than some of these lenders of last resort like you're talking about here. So our customers, look at it almost the same way when you ship a package overnight via Federal Express versus shipping something via traditional postal service. It takes a couple weeks. It's going to be more expensive to ship that package overnight, but there's a lot of use cases where that makes a ton of sense for the business. They want to get that quick turnaround. Their time is valuable. We don't waste as much of their time as a traditional bank process does, and they think the ROI, the return on investment here, is totally worth it.
Do they have points? Do you guys have points up front or fees up front?
No, there's no fee to apply. We do collect an origination fee when we make that loan. That origination fee goes down if you take multiple loans with us over years, and many customers stay with us for 5, 7, 10 years. We've actually been lending since 2007. We have an origination fee, and that's it.
Okay, and then if I stay with you, does my rate fluctuate down, or does it stay high? Does it stay low? What does it do?
I mean, the first determinant of your rate is your risk as a business owner. So what I can't say, if you take a loan from us and then your business gets much more risky, that will impact your rate the second time around. But I can tell you, in general, our repeat customers have lower rates than our first-time customers. They also get longer loan terms and larger loan amounts in their offer because the OnDeck score actually factors in your repayment history with OnDeck as part of that decision.
All right, so for people needing a loan, ondeck.com. If you have any questions, we'll pass them on to OnDeck and get follow-ups from Noah Breslow. We really appreciate him being here. As I said, he's under a time crunch. We're under a time crunch. But this is something that businesses mainly make mistakes about because so many of them have paid money up front and got nothing from other lenders. There are a lot of demons out there taking advantage of people in a bad situation. Don't let that happen to your business. We have more coming right up.
Talk station 630 K-House, iHeart radio station with Russ Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW Denver.
I am so thrilled we now have a chiropractor on the referral list that actually does that entire industry has been polluted by guys. Once they become a chiropractor, they spend their career trying to not be a chiropractor. They get into supplements, the magic lights.
So it sounds like they do not do startup
really make I don't think they would. No, they can't. And, have you ever had people do what do they use reverse mortgage for? That's another question.
What do they use reverse mortgage for? Number one, to extinguish their mortgage that they presently have, so they have no more payment.
Yeah, that alone.
That is 95% of the loans that we do. We pay off their mortgage.
Extinguish loan.
So the other big thing with people that have homes that are free and clear, it allows them to have a lot of flexibility because they can have additional monthly income. They can have a line of credit that is guaranteed to grow, and they can use those monies anytime they want.
Now, how long have you been doing reverse?
I've been doing reverses for 5 years.
What did you do before that?
Forward mortgages, and I've been in the banking industry for over 50 years.
What banks were you with?
I was with the Vector Bank, the U.S. Bank. That's where I retired from.
Have you been with me 5 years?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm glad you're having fun.
Oh, I tell you. I can't believe
You know, he's a Harvard graduate, this guy. No.
It's like Blinker. It's all in the lending, baby.
You know, what do you think about all lending? I mean, it's, I know people doing it. They love it. They absolutely love it because they say, okay, well, look, and they literally go on and are funded within a couple. I thought it was like, it can't happen. They do. They look at your history. Mark, you know how we keep our books. We could submit that. They go right into QuickBooks. They go right in there. And then they can see, are these people together? And if you think about it, that's really a good system. Because how they go on, how people deal with their books tells you a lot. It really tells you a lot.
Absolutely.
Some businesses, I know a small construction company that had a screaming deal.
I put a ton. What's that?
They had a screaming deal on some equipment, but they had to get an answer in a day.
Yes. So you want, that's when it would be perfect, Mark, is when you're buying something to resell and you need the money immediately.
Inventory.
Yeah. Well, they're pricing $30,000 for a new Bobcat. This thing was a return by grower for about half of that. But the deposit was only good for a day. Everybody wanted it. So
that's the biggest issue with
one of the
small
comments
business
of
owners. They do not keep good books.
That's why.
That's the big issue.
Most of these guys, they don't know what the hell they make.
Yeah. I mean,
they don't know. In fact, you read what they make.
Tweet.
I'm looking at some
I was a commercial lender for a long time before
he saying he didn't do it? How is he saying it happened?
I don't know what he's saying.
If you don't know how to keep your books, you hire somebody. Give them information. Because if you want to borrow money, you have to
All I have to say is,
pay taxes.
after being a guy totally lied
he built your high-end hair salon.
I look and say, oh my God, I'm not saying that's happening, but you've got to think, what if?
I know what you mean.
It's like unusual. And
he's been accused before, though.
Yeah, normally, okay, you're right. If there's people and they all, you have a reputation, or, you know what I mean, no one, I think, can get away with it if truly you're a fucking violent person. It's going to show up. You can't hide it. But when somebody has a stellar, reputation, if they've never hurt anyone or anything ever in their lives, and all of a sudden they're accused of something, you got to look at it.
No, I totally
Just
agree.
like that Tom Brokaw thing with sexual innuendos. Not one person ever complained about it, except just one, I mean. But that was it. No one, everyone that worked with him said he's the greatest guy that I ever worked with. And you have to really take a look.
Isn't he the one that lied about some helicopter thing?
No, that was Brian Williams.
Yes, Brian
Tom
Williams.
Brokaw is perfect. I mean, the guy is
Hillary Clinton.
a nice guy. He's full of himself, and he's a nice guy.
Yeah. No, you're right, Tom. And you're exactly right.
But I look now. That photo is terrible, and thinking of somebody beating up a woman, just you want to kill him, right? You want to, but
and beat up his
what
dog.
if it's all made up?
This is insane. Well, that's not made up.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Okay, we have a lot going on here.
We have Compass Insurance to answer an insurance question or insurance dispute. I have a feeling there's not much we can do there. Art of Granite, there is something we can do for your kitchen. Art of Granite, Mitch Floria. I want to tell you about Art of Granite because you will never find a better place ever to do your granite in kitchens. If you want a turnkey job for your countertops, call him up, get a price on the phone. It'll be close to the final price, so close that he'll stake the job on it, so get a price. And he loves it. That's what I love, is Art of Granite. They know what they're doing. They're good people. artofgranite.net. You just call and you get your price. And he does cabinets as well, 303-386-5919. He'll haul out and tear away everything free, and he'll do the bathroom free when you do the kitchen, 303-386-5919. Okay, so you have insurance, and you were selling the house, so you got, as I understand off the air, we've researched a little of this, you got 3-month policies, as I can, the best I can tell. They were for 3 months at a time, right?
Correct. You have to buy it in 3-month blocks.
3-month blocks for what's called vacant for sale property.
Correct.
I think, by the way, that's a good system because a lot of people wonder, what do I do with my homeowner's insurance? So I want to ask Jeremy from Compass Insurance Group, our insurance experts. By the way, they have nothing to do with this one. But Jeremy, in general, when your house is for sale and vacant, isn't it covered by your normal policy?
Most policies have an exclusion if the home is truly vacant.
Really?
So if it's for sale and it's furnished, that's different. But if it's truly no furnishings inside,
ooh,
every company is different on that. My advice.
Have you ever had people get stung by it?
I've heard of a lot of people getting stung by it. We haven't really. But, every company's different.
Right.
So it's not a general.
But it's always best to check, isn't it?
Always best to check. And there are definitely products out there that are designed for vacant homes that if it's truly vacant for sale, our take is, if your homeowner's policy is not going to cover it, that's the product to look to.
So he had one of these in 3-month blocks. Then what happened, Don?
So I have an email. It says that I would be, after the home sells, that I would receive a refund for the unused policy period.
Now, this was from the broker, right?
From the agent, yes, that sold the policy.
They wrote to you in an email, and it literally says what? Just read the lines to me if you have it. If you don't, that's fine.
It's the exact words were, I asked if I could extend monthly. She said, it is not possible to extend the new policy monthly. If at the end of the 3 months the home still has not sold, we can renew the policy for 3 more months. And once the home is sold, you would then also receive a refund for the remainder of the policy period.
That's very easy to understand. However, this is going to be weird because you can actually have promises made that are not in the policy, and they're not part. You can't, in other words, if I had someone selling my policy, they can't make me cover something that's not covered just because they say it's covered.
But he's a broker. He might have errors and omissions for opening his stupid mouth up like that.
That's what I'm talking about. I want to ask Jeremy about this. So, Jeremy, if the policy itself does not offer refunds, it's sold in 3-month blocks. First, let's take that. Are there insurance policies that you know of that are sold in blocks where you cannot prorate?
There are policies that will have a minimum premium.
Okay,
and
so
how I read that email was the initial 3 months was probably not refundable.
That's how I heard it when you just read it, or he read it.
Right. If he extends it an additional 3 months, then it becomes prorated.
That's exactly the way everyone here heard that. So, in other words, you take it out for 3 months, and then after that, if you need it, then what you do is just take it out and you'll be refunded for what you don't use. But I don't see anywhere where it says the initial 3 months is proratable. Can you read just that one sentence again, Don?
Yes, I can, but this was not the original 3 months. I did extend it.
Okay. Well, then it doesn't matter. Don't bother reading it. Okay.
So, but Jeremy, what happens if
Jeremy,
an agent lies?
Right. What if an agent or a broker promises something? Now, we're not talking...
There's definitely a fiduciary responsibility with
right,
agent.
exactly.
So if they put something in writing, I mean, they're the representative of that insurance company.
Right.
So whoever said the errors and omissions could certainly potentially play there. I mean, the agent can't, especially in writing, tell him an expectation that's not true and not have some accountability to that.
Yeah, so Don, you understand that the agent cannot obligate the insurance company, first of all. You understand that part, right?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, but you do understand that the agent can obligate himself and his agency. And that's what you're saying. You're saying, hey, I don't care if it's a 3-month policy. You promised me I could get a refund, right?
Correct. I understand it's not the underwriter's fault.
So what does the guy say when you bring it up like that? Is he the one that told you, I'm sorry, this is an all-in policy?
Yeah, they turned me over to someone different, a customer service.
When you say they, I need to distinguish.
I wrote to my agent saying the house is sold, I would like to get my refund.
How big is this agency?
I'm sorry?
How big is the agency?
I don't know.
Okay.
They're in Palm Coast, Florida. I'm here in Colorado Springs. I don't know them that well.
Okay, so listen. What did they say about the promise you had in writing? Basically, what did they say?
The words from Elizabeth, who responded to me, was, let's see, I'll find it's in the email here.
All right, hold on, and get that exact. I want to know how they responded exactly, and we'll come right back to this. SimplyFloorsInc.com for saving money. Yes, and for great floor coverings. SimplyFloorsInc.com. Inc., of course, is INC as incorporated. We have Buddy Mitchell, who started this company with one thought in mind. I'm going to make less profit. I'm going to pass on all of the goodness to my customers and my employees. So you're going to pay less than anywhere else, even the big box stores, by 30 and 40% in some cases. And you're going to get top quality. It is great stuff, but listen to this. You don't pay the prices. Now, how many small guys can compete with big business like this? Not many. Simply Floors, Inc. just made it their theme. That's what they're going to do. It's their mission, and they're accomplishing it every single day. SimplyFloorsInc.com. Go online, make your own appointment, and get the floor you want for prices really that beat the hell out of the big boxes and the big mills and the big outlets. They have a showroom at 52nd and Ward, but you can call them 303-456-4660 or go to SimplyFloorsInc.com.
This much curiosity is
No. You know what? It's not something that we get calls on. We get emails.
It's something people feel better about writing.
It just happened a few hours ago.
Really, the purpose is,
Yeah, I know.
is to really,
And then he responded like an hour after.
What did the response say?
Oh, you didn't see that?
I didn't see the response.
Here's his response. For the record, the totally baseless and offensive claims made against me today on social media are completely false. Furthermore, I have not had any direct contact with any of the people involved in this.
And she saw that it had reverse mortgage. She made him move his car down the street.
Why?
You know, people.
So he's even saying
they I kind of feel like they're a failure or something, you know, that they.
Well, yeah. I mean, if they're saying, because that tweet said,
Great planning.
this morning she looked like this.
No, so Sean McCoy's saying he hasn't even seen any of these people for months.
I know.
I think that's great. Like I said, I think great deal of misunderstanding.
But she's saying,
But you know, it's funny because we'll have somebody here that.
Wait, go back to
Oh, no, I agree.
Sit here.
It
and
says,
she's saying anything
Next time
about,
that's all that comes in.
Oh, really?
It's-
That's where she's always.
where's the picture? Or where's the time frame?
But I can see why he's saying that they come,
3
they
hours
come in
ago, she
emails,
got
they
to go
don't
on.
want to, they may not want to disclose their private.
Right.
So yeah, she said this was her this
Well,
morning.
because years ago, when people did reverse mortgages.
Yeah, that's what I'm
it
talking
was
about, though.
Because they.
On the left is this morning, this is 3 hours later.
So it made them look
So
like a failure.
now they think that if.
And you're saying this tweet went out this morning.
They just are, you know.
So the bottom line
I mean,
is,
that's really, they don't.
one of them's lying. I mean, there's no in between. He's not saying, he's saying he hasn't even seen him for months.
That's interesting to know.
Months is a tough one.
Yeah. And that's a mother of his child.
Why are you doing that? That's crazy.
Oh, I see, yeah.
So, and, yeah,
Unless
that-
she's
that
so
is
been
the
all
myth
this
that
shit there.
You know-
constantly trying to.
You know, we don't have call.
But it's not even her.
Intentional.
It's, she's not the one tweeting. It's her
People
friend.
the real name.
Oh, I see.
That dude denies that he's even seen that woman for 2 months. Or months.
But I have to sometimes go back.
Denies even seeing her. And people share. And this all happened a few hours ago.
People show that's a lie, that he did see her.
This all went down a few hours ago.
His cell phone was shut. I mean, if you're someone you know, if he hasn't seen her, is he saying he wasn't there then this morning?
Yeah, he's saying he has not
I have
seen the
not
people
had
involved
any
in months.
direct contact with any of the people involved in months. That's what he said.
What if it? What if it's true?
That's crazy that these people should be in big fucking trouble.
But
Like, big trouble.
But that's if he's lying, then he's even if he didn't do it, he could make himself look guilty by just lying.
Right.
Is he lying?
Like I say, this just happened, his tweet happened just a couple hours ago. His, Sean McCoy's back.
In their tweet with that photo was from this morning. I mean, this shit's brand new.
We just finally got a motive.
Remember that one in
I find it hard to believe that someone would beat that badly and make it up.
Oh, I know. Well, she didn't tweet it, though. Her girlfriend tweeted
So
it.
now we finally have the motive.
And it is weird how he said directly. What does he mean by
They're all
that?
street people.
Well, that's gotta be face to
Well,
face.
they don't use it.
Well, I wonder, does that mean he sent somebody over there?
And I get
Or he's
Steve-O,
called her,
Indian
maybe
Bill,
talked to her, I don't know what direct.
I don't know either.
You got tracked down.
But boy, she came out with, I mean, she basically called him a drug addict, she called him a child beater, a dog killer.
Dog wooder.
No, it said it,
Kidney failure.
yeah, I mean, it's dead. What are you gonna, kidney transplant?
Dialysis.
So their lives are a mess.
That's a death sentence for a dog, I think, kidney failure.
Yeah. You know the biggest, I know cause.
He's gonna have, let me tell you.
You know the big cause of kidney failure in dogs?
What do you think, though? What's your gut tell you?
Begins a week-long trip to Europe.
I hate to say it.
Allies and
Of course, I can't imagine they got it
nice with our
wrong.
friends or our enemy. Let's discuss Wednesday morning at 6 here on 6:30 K-House.
But even if it is, while her credibility will lapse as far as the needles and everything.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
You know what? K&H Home Solutions has a deal for you. K&H Home Solutions, they have a sale going on with their siding and their windows. 25% off windows and doors, 30% off siding. That's all I need to say because the stuff is superior. You can look up the stuff, Everlast Siding and their windows, K&H. Go to their website, khwindows.com. Book your own appointment. It's this month only. 25% off doors, 25% off windows, 30% off siding. We're talking about the best siding on the market, bar none. It's the siding I would use every single time. It's called Everlast with a lifetime of durability, waterproof, color fast, okay? And you get 30% off siding or windows or both, and that's 25% off the window part of it, okay? So you can get windows, siding, and doors or any one of those. khwindows.com. So, listen, we have a special guest, Joan Sullivan. We haven't talked too much, but I have some emails, and she does reverse loans. A lot of people even thought reverse loans were going away. Now, they're a little more difficult, but not that difficult. That's the important thing. Then we have this insurance thing going on that I want to get to, because what happens when an agent makes a promise, but it's not in the policy? Well, you could hold the agent responsible. And then people are asking about Clint's thief. Who is it? What happened? And we're going to talk about that. I promise you, I haven't forgotten. And we'll recap that, what happened with the purse and the car not being stolen, but the purse was stolen along with the keys, and he found out on video who did it. Okay, so what do? You go after the person. Jeremy, there is an errors and omissions policy, right? So if you make a mistake and misrepresent coverage, a Compass would take responsibility, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if
you misrepresented something, I know they would.
Right, exactly.
And then you'd probably lose your job. But anyway, thank you. So basically he goes to the insurance commissioner in his town, I think. Or no, actually, he's in Colorado. He bought it in Florida. He has to go to Florida.
He would deal with the Florida Insurance Commission, yeah. And what I would do is, before even going that route, I would have him contact the carrier with that email. And usually the carrier and the agency can work it out. And, you know.
Oh, that's a good idea. Did you contact the carrier about this, Don?
The carrier being the underwriter, the
yes,
TAPCO?
The underwriter.
No, I have not contacted.
Okay, that's what you do next. But what did the woman say to you when you confronted her with that written contract?
Her response, when I was actually asking her how my mother could get her refund, and her response was, per Christy, who is the agent we were talking about, this is a 3-month policy with TAPCO, which is fully earned premium policy.
Yeah.
Christy states that she did advise as such. Well, clearly that's not what she advised in the second.
Okay.
I guess fully earned premium is code word.
But what did they say about the email you have, the written email?
So far, nothing.
Okay, they didn't address it. All right. Well, bottom line, uphill battle. Yeah. Contact the carrier next, Don. Then let us know what happens. John, welcome. What's going on with you, John?
Hey, Tom, I just wanted to give a big shout-out and a thank you to Joan Sullivan sitting there today, because if it hadn't been for her working us through the real complicated process of actually doing a reverse purchase, we wouldn't be living in our little corner of heaven out on the Eastern Plains today.
So you did a reverse purchase?
Right.
How does that work?
I didn't even know he was that old.
How do you do that?
Thanks, Mark.
No, how do you do that?
Yeah, actually, it works approximately the same. You have to have so much of a down payment, and it goes by the percentages, which listing.
And you have now you have no mortgage payment.
And you have no mortgage payments. You just have to keep up with the
insurance
and
insurance taxes. Right. We got more coming up.
John.
Thank you, John. I'm Tom Martino. That's ApprovalReverse.com. We also are going to talk about the burglary that happened with Clint.
Hi, it's Dave Logan. You know, I met with the folks over at Online.
I don't always acknowledge
I literally had no idea he was that old. I was shocked. I know what you're saying, though.
He gave me permission, not just because they welcome you over to viewings, and sometimes these people call me. They don't want to give the impression first that there are real fast customers and real free callers feel left out, or that your audience is so small that everyone will get to unload.
But how old is he?
He's about 66.
See, he doesn't look too bad. I don't think he looks looks. I mean, you look better.
Other than weight, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, he looks healthy.
No, you're right. Especially now since he's got that show.
He's ugly.
John
Hogan. Yeah, your track. Well, I did one in Vegas. Yeah. So the problem with theirs was kind of registered.
Well, the things have been going nasty.
And it was.
He last
So we
seen
had to
her
get
at the end of May.
You know, legal description
The end of
of
May.
the
That's what they say?
No, it says right here and stuff like that. You seen her on May 28th.
Ooh, TMZ. TMZ always gets the scoop on these pricks.
So they were against.
And they're saying he did. No, they said he last seen her, they were together May 28th. And then,
in public.
well, I was at the house. So she was living in his house. And then,
Who didn't drink their water?
Okay, here we go.
I brought that one, but she gave me a cold one, so I drank it.
and then he had people come and take the furniture out.
But I did that.
She's seen it on, like Arlo, called the cops on him, and the cops stopped him and took the furniture out.
I paid for it.
And then he stopped electricity. Then he cut electricity.
Who's apartment?
Oh, yeah.
LaShawn, it was a house,
McCoy recently sued the woman in an effort to kick her out.
Yeah.
Photo surfaced.
They were supposed to be in court today.
There's Jeff Hospital.
Somebody's in court now.
And the, just, minute little hairline cracks and so
The
we
devil.
ended up
You
having
are an animal.
that fixed.
You might have had somebody do it.
That's what I was saying.
The process itself, I like doing it.
This isn't, none of this is good for the NFL. Remember, this makes me think of that one that they had forever from the guy in the elevator.
Ray Rice.
He knocked her
Knocked
out
out in one punch.
and they had the video forever, never said anything.
Who has the video?
Actually, the NFL. What's his face? As I am starting to agree with him, the worst commissioner of all time.
Sat on it.
I started thinking about this new thing they're doing. So now, listen to this. They're not allowed to kneel, okay? But they can stay in the locker room. There's one big flaw with this. You know what it is? There's a lot of guys that are still in the locker room getting ready and stuff. So what happens if they don't want to show disrespect, but they're still in the locker room? He made this problem a lot worse.
I didn't think of that. He's just dumb. He could have nipped it in the bud like that.
Just say, no, you can't do it.
Right.
You're on the fucking clock. You're on the clock.
Exactly.
Afterwards, you want to go home and kneel in your front yard, do it. But you're on the clock.
That was handled extremely poorly.
Commissioner, he's paid like $28 million a year.
That pissed a lot of people off.
Yeah, but he's just a dumb commissioner.
Yeah, that pissed me off big time.
It was like, it was crazy.
As much as they're paid to entertain us on the field, and they can't, and they got it.
So he sat on that Ray Rice for like that, and then he kicked Peterson off for a whole year for spanking his kid.
Yeah, I remember that, which was weird.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
But this is
Sitting on that
crazy.
It seems like that in evidence that there was something illegal.
And it wasn't his first time.
She's, hanging in there to see, because I guess things haven't changed.
No, look, it says EMTs responded to a home on her street early Monday morning. So this happened last night early.
No, it happened, right, that happened. What I'm saying is they don't know who did it.
Well, it's going to come down to someone went over and beat the hell out of her.
They don't know who did it.
Well, her friend says LaShawn did it. LaShawn said he hasn't seen it. But LaShawn had his crew go start moving furniture out there beginning of June. So he might have had someone go beat her up.
He's going to have something to do with it, I bet, but he didn't do it. Even if he just sent people over there to move furniture,
he did. That's true.
And she ended up like that, that's a fucking problem for him.
That was a while back.
Oh.
It was beginning of June where he had to move out. She had the cops come on over and stop it, but then he cut out.
In fact, the two sides were scheduled to appear in court
today.
This is a whole lot of OJ stuff. If you think about it, the stuff leading up to the OJ.
OJ did it on his own, though. He didn't hire him.
Yeah, I know. But the lead-ups of all the fighting and the meeting, and
he gave her a substantial gift.
That's what she said.
She's got six applications in 7.
I tell you what. Can you imagine me?
We're done with this insurance, and I can think of nothing else. We exhausted it.
Oh, I thought you were going
He'll still.
This is the Troubleshooter.
mean, everybody's reporting on it now.
On 630 KHOW.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. Hello, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. This hour brought to you by Fix It 24/7. Fix It 24/7. If you want an expert at your home to find a problem, no matter how long it takes, it'll only cost you $39 to find any problem with plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. Hi, I'm Tom Martino, and we're doing a consumer advocacy show where we help people with problems, answer questions, and take complaints. We've been doing it for so long that there's almost no problem we haven't heard of. Now, we have heard of the problems sometimes, but not the solutions, like with Clint and his problem we'll tell you about, where he thought one thing and it turned out to be another. But I thought it was odd from the beginning, leaving the car running outside the house, running into the house, coming back out, noticing the purse and the keys missing, but nothing else. Why wouldn't they take the car? We had to figure that one out. Clint got the idea of going to the video next door from the Bell camera, or the Ring camera, you know, the Ring doorbell. So Fix It 24/7 will come to your home for $39 and find a problem. It's $39, and when they come, it'll, no matter how long it takes, they will find it, they'll write it up and give you a proposal for fixing it. And if it's more than $39 to fix, it's not something really minor, then they will just fix it. But if it's, you know, a big problem, they'll let you know, and then they'll credit you the $39. But you don't have to have it done. You're not obligated. $39 to find any problem: plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. That's the call charge. That's the only amount you'll pay unless you agree to pay more. 720-526-3939. And you'll never get the same value anywhere with the same products and the same warranties anywhere. FixMyHome.com, 720-526-3939. So anyway, we're talking about reverse mortgages as well with Joan Sullivan. We had a guy call and say, I bought my house on a reverse. Now, Joan Sullivan buying a house on a reverse, the main reason there, obviously they're not pulling money out, but they're saying, I don't want a mortgage payment.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
But they don't have enough to pay cash. Because obviously people who pay cash can pay cash for a house, not have a mortgage payment. But there are others that may not want to tie up all their cash.
Exactly.
So they put down a hefty down payment. And how much of a down payment do you have to put down if you're buying a home with a reverse mortgage?
And of course that depends on their age. But
let's say somebody's 70 years old.
So about 70, what would you say, Mary Jane? About 50%.
Mary Jane is her colleague?
Yes.
About how much?
About 50%.
Okay, so
yeah.
On a $200,000 house, you put down $100,000, and you have a mortgage that you don't have to pay on.
Right.
And you stay there as long as you want.
Mm-hmm.
You have to pay insurance
and taxes.
Yeah. Those are the only two requirements.
Maintain the home,
well,
HOA fees, that sort of thing.
When you say maintain the home, that means, you know, they're not going to come and inspect your home.
No. The only way they would know is if someone filed a claim on their insurance policy and didn't follow through, because the lender's going to be notified.
So like any other lender.
Right.
Exactly.
Now, Mary Jane, your colleague, says the number one reason they get a reverse loan to begin with is not to have a mortgage payment. It's not necessarily to take cash out. She says 95% of the people just want to get rid of the loan. So they live in their home with no payment. And it's that easy. So
yeah, but that in turn makes your cash flow heavier because they're saving whatever that is per month. So whatever they're saving, they can now spend on something else.
That's right.
So that's the number one reason. What's the number two reason?
The number two reason.
Or a good reason.
So if a person has a home that's free and clear, then they have more options because they can look at additional monthly income if they want. They can have a line of credit that is guaranteed to grow. And if you don't have long-term health insurance, you can use those funds to have someone come in your home and take care of you if you get sick.
Now, why wouldn't someone just get a line of credit at a bank?
Well, the line of credit at a bank, for example, if you would go into the bank and do a HELOC,
right?
They would say you have 10 years as a interest draw-only loan. So you can use, let's say your line of credit's $50,000. So you use $25,000, you get billed monthly for interest only. When you do a reverse mortgage, if you have excess equity that we can offer you a line of credit in addition to paying off your existing mortgage. Well, that line of credit has a guaranteed growth rate feature. And for example, today, if you had a line of credit and we were locking your rate, your line of credit is going to grow at about 5.20% per month compounded. And
now, wait a minute. Your line of credit grows.
Right.
Now, you don't make that money in money. It's just more lending power.
That's
or
right.
Or more borrowing power.
That's right. It's borrowing power. So that's the big difference between a HELOC and a line of credit on a reverse mortgage.
And you don't have to make any payments.
That's right. And no payment. And if you don't use it, it continues to grow.
And they never call it. You don't have to pay it back in 10 years.
That's right. It is never called.
ApprovalReverse.com. And if you have any questions, give us a call. James, what's going on with you, James?
Yes, I have a plumbing tool that I would like to know if there anybody out there that knows how to market a plumbing tool.
Okay, in other words, you invented it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
James, we have Mark Trenner from Trenner Law. He's a great guy, and he can help you first.
All right, James. I'll talk to you later.
What's that? Hold on a sec. Are you there, James?
Yeah, I'm still here.
I'm saying that Mark Trenner would be someone who can help you protect it, because if you start talking to people, you want to make sure it's protected, and that doesn't necessarily mean going through a big process. Sometimes a provisional patent is all you need to get it in for you to have a safe holding place. You don't have to go through with it. And before you do anything, you do a patent search. But if you don't want a patent, if you don't want any of that, and you simply want to market it,
I didn't leave one. I didn't leave one because I knew you was busy. Okay.
James, James, what the hell's going on? You called me and you want to hang up. Tell me what's going on.
No, I'm still here. I'm still here.
Okay. Are you talking to me when you say goodbye, or are you talking to someone else?
No, I'm talking to you.
Okay. What exactly is it that you wanted to hear? I'm just giving you various steps.
It is a plumbing tool that does 16 different, that performs 16 different functions.
Good. Mm-hmm. It sounds wonderful. Now, let's just say you started selling this thing, and you made a lot of money, and then somebody says to you, James, you owe all that money to me plus a penalty because I have a patent on some of those things, and you didn't know about it. That's what I'm getting at, James. Even though you may not like hearing it, there may be somebody who already thought of some of this stuff. Now, if it turns out that you have a great tool and you're the only one who thought of it, and it does all of these things, it may turn out that you have a hell of a good product that can make a lot of money. But before you think about marketing it, the only thing I was saying, before you keep saying, well, okay, goodbye now, is I was just telling you to protect yourself so people can't steal it from you. Isn't that logical?
Right, yes.
Yeah. So have you showed it to a lot of people?
No.
Okay,
no.
Good. The next thing, how long have you been using it? How long have you been using it?
I've only been using it for a couple of months.
Okay. Here's the deal. If you want to show it to us, we'd be happy to look at it and get an evaluation and just see what it is. We have said this before, James. If somebody has a great idea and it's a great product or idea, we will help them. And I mean more than just advice. If you wanted help and we thought it could make money, we would help you. But we have to at least get some kind of idea. And the very first thing you would do is protect yourself. James, there are so many people out there that if you that are waiting to steal stuff, that if you so much as tell someone about it and they get to the patent office first, this system nowadays, it doesn't matter who thought of it first. It only matters who gets to the patent office first. That's why when I talked about a provisional patent, it was because it gets you a holding place in line, and that's very important. And another thing, once you start the process, okay, once you start the process, you need that protection, because if you were ever at a show, a trade show, or you were ever where more than 2 people are gathered, and it becomes and you disclose it, you only have 1 year to protect yourself, or you lose all your rights. And I'm trying to make that not happen. So the very first thing you ought to do is you ought to let somebody see it who has marketed stuff before, who knows a lot about, and we'll do that for you free of charge. You meet with us, and we'll let someone, I have someone in mind, a couple people who can take a look at it, someone who you can trust that won't try to steal it, and then, and if they think that it'll make a lot of money or that this is really truly unique, then James, then it's your oyster. You decide how to open it and how you want to do it. But at least get some opinions on that first. How did you come across doing this? Were you working somewhere?
No, I was doing some work, and I just found an easier way to perform some of the plumbing functions.
Yeah, what kind of functions will it do? Give me an idea of what it will, not how, but what will it do?
Okay. When you're under the sink, and you're tightening the fittings for the fixture.
Right.
Sometimes it can be awkward where you can reach underneath there.
Right.
To get that. Well, what I've devised is a tool that is long enough to reach under there without me, putting the head underneath it.
Okay, I got you.
And turn it and tighten the plastic bolts that hold the fixtures down. That's one function.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
Another function is it tightens the bolt for the P-trap. The P-trap.
Okay.
It's adjustable so that you can increase the bite on it or decrease the bite on it to turn that and tighten the P-trap bolts as well. Okay, those are just a couple of functions that it does.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, Suzanne will get your number and we'll make an appointment and we'll show, you can show it to us. Listen, we love helping people in business. One guy we helped get to a trade show. We didn't take a dime from this guy. Helped to get to a trade show and market his thing. He had vinyl art that went on garage doors. It was a great idea, and he did it for Christmas and for different holidays or for sporting events. A big, giant piece of art that clips on your garage door. So when people are driving by your house, to the dread of your neighbors possibly, they get to see this artwork. Anyway, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Pro Auto Care is your car nanny. If you have a car, you need a nanny. Yes, you do, because they are the people that will take care of your car and give you the reminders of what needs to be done and when it needs to be done. You get a gentle email reminder or a text reminder, and they take care of it from there. I never have to give my car a thought. They have the VIN number, they have the manufacturer's recommendations along with their own, and when it needs something, they let me know. Plus, in between all repairs, I get free roadside assistance. That's for everyone. Once you become part of their family, you get free roadside assistance, you get warranties on all repairs, and you get the nanny services free along with all of that. Pro Auto Care, that's 303-PRO-AUTO, and the website is 303proauto.com.
This report is brought to you by Denver Trial Lawyers.
If you got to travel in the high country, pack your patience.
It's like he was leaving somewhere else.
It's like, okay, now goodbye. And I'm saying, was that guy I just kept saying goodbye. And I thought, is he not here? Somebody doesn't like him.
I think he was.
Wrong number.
Wrong answer. I wanted to protect him.
Between Vasquez and I-70, it was a forecast. Well, it would be sunny and plain and simple hot today with a high near 90 miles. Right now, we have sideways to do that. Traffic and weather.
It's like a screwdriver.
If you've been hurt by a drunk or distracted driver, call the Denver Trial Lawyers. Denver Trial Lawyers will recover over $350 million for Colorado's drunk or distracted drivers. You pay nothing until you win. TrialLawyers.com.
You're right. No, wait. Yes, I did.
But
I've been you're done with me.
30 years in all arears of business, except when it comes to the IRS. I refer them to Washington tax relief. You know that it's been years since you filed. These guys are the best. They're smart. They have a team of experts that will understand your situation. You do know I want to make a Larson tax rate great during the show. Problems. Larson will get you the possible resolution. You won't have to worry about your wages being garnished or losing your house. Larson.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You can do it yourself. A lot of times, they're likely to be like,
yeah. So now they say this happened in London. They're in London. So it'd be easy to find out if he's in London. Corey, if he did, it'd have to be in London.
Ever since the kneeling thing, the NFL, they've really.
Oh, you're right.
They've hurt themselves bad.
That was the worst.
The NBA just spent years to ruin themselves.
I don't even know why.
I want to watch basketball.
Like I said, going to a football game. Why do you want to take a whole day to go sit with 60 other 1,000 people?
Yeah,
I know.
When you watch on TV.
And you've been using her?
Yeah.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. If you need someone who's going to
hold your hand through the whole process. He's not just going to hold your hand. He's going to do everything that needs to be done. I'm telling you, it's hassle-free. You know you're being taken care of with Frank Duran. In fact, I've said this before. I'll say it again. You feel, honest to God, like you're his only customer. That's how much attention you get. People always marvel about it. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Whether you're buying, that's important too, or selling. And that is 303-920-1622. So Clint's wife is in a hurry. She's leaving the house. And she thinks, oh, my God, I left my curling iron on. She runs out of the car, leaves it running with the keys in it, with her purse on the front seat, and runs in, right? That's what she said. Then she says, oh, my God, when I came back out, purse is missing. Keys are missing. My extra set of keys were in my purse. But why didn't they take the car? No one knew. But they were upset. She calls Clint here. Clint drops his investigative duties and runs home. And he immediately, being the consumer savvy guy he is, he starts canceling every card they have. And he gets them all canceled. What else did you do, Clint?
Oh, mostly cards. We were concerned for a while that possibly her concealed gun was in her purse, but it wasn't.
Okay.
So we were worried about that, too.
And then you said, wait a minute, there might be video. What gave you that idea?
Because I know the neighbors across the street also have a ring like we do.
Well, yeah. So your ring, it was out of view of your ring.
Yeah, we have a vehicle in the way.
Okay, so you went to their camera and they let you look at the video.
Yeah,
and it was a wide shot.
It was a wide shot, and it just dead on. We knew who the thief was immediately.
So when you saw your wife leave the car, when did the purse leave?
With my wife.
With your wife. Your wife took her purse with her into the house.
Yes.
And left the car running.
Ran downstairs to where the curling iron, threw it on the bed, which she normally doesn't do.
Once you knew that the purse was in the house, what did you do?
Well, we have a tile.
A tile like I do.
Yes,
my tile.
Between the technology nowadays, the Ring doorbell things and the tile, you can solve these things. Which a few years ago you made.
Most people never would have solved that one.
Well, I guess we'd have found it when we went to bed.
Now listen to my tile. Ready?
Oh, don't bring this up again.
No, that's the sound the tile makes. But you can also reverse it to find the phone. Anyway, that was the tile. So you found the phone, the
We found it all.
So she runs back out, though. Vehicle's still running, doesn't see her
So
purse.
her purse is there, and here's the problem.
Immediately thinks that someone stole her purse.
Yep.
But here's the problem. You had already done all the hard work and canceled everything.
Yes.
Wow. Isn't that weird? You run in the house and then run back out, and think about it. You know, what else would you do? You would think it's missing. Someone took it. But there was no one around. The video...
I would argue I would know I brought it inside.
You would.
Well, she is blonde.
Well, now, here's what I want to know. Here's what I want to know. How did she feel?
We were trying to think up every excuse to tell you today.
Did she watch the video, Clint?
Yeah, she saw the video.
When you first saw, what did she say? What was the first? Did she say the SH word?
No, it was, oh, my God.
Oh, okay. Not, oh, crap, whatever. Okay.
No.
All right. Thank you for telling us the story. Anybody have any follow-ups? Now, Peter, you want to comment on that plumbing tool? That guy was very, very, what would you say, antsy? Or
vague.
No, not vague.
Vague.
I think he was suspicious might be the word. Like, okay, he's going to give me the old attorney flim-flam. What's going on with you, Peter? What comment?
I'm a plumber, 47 years.
Mm-hmm.
He's describing a basin wrench, which is a dime a dozen. There's also a faucet sink tool. These are all made by Richard Company.
Yeah.
All these tools are already made. I don't see how he could, after all these years, somebody's coming up with something that new.
Well, unless it does it differently. I mean, I imagine he knows that there are tools like that, but maybe it does it differently, you know?
Was he a plumber?
You turn a nut, you turn a nut.
Was the guy a plumber?
Turn left and loosen.
Yeah, but he can get a design patent on something that has a weird design where you can stand up and do it. I mean, but Peter, what you're saying is with plumbing, there's nothing new under the sun.
Not like that. No,
hey,
there are new
James.
things, yes, but not that.
Hey, James.
Yes.
Man, you're going to have to prove him wrong by bringing that in. I want to take a look at it.
Yes, I will bring it in.
You know what he's talking about, though, those other wrenches. He's saying, look, it's just a variation of those other wrenches, right?
Right. I know. Yeah, I know what he's talking about. But, yes, whenever Suzanne can set up a schedule for us to get in, we'll get in.
Okay, but how different is, what is the name of the wrench that gets up behind the sink on that nut on those things? That is the hardest thing in the world.
Basin wrench.
A basin wrench, and it goes behind the sink, up behind it. Oh, God. You know.
I sent Suzanne a link. You can see pictures of them.
Yeah. And James, it's a different kind of basin wrench, but you're saying that's just one of the 17 things it does, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. Yes.
What's the most unusual thing it does?
The most unusual thing it does is installing a shower head.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a multi-purpose wrench. Would that be a good word for it?
Yes.
Because everything.
Does it have multiple parts?
Yes, it has multiple parts that can be put on and taken off.
Okay, cool. So listen, as far as but all of the functions are kind of wrenching one way or another. They're a different form of a wrench, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, cool. I hope it is new and different.
I look forward to meeting him, and he can buy us lunch.
No, you don't have to buy us lunch, James. So, Peter, we'll let you know when keep listening, and we'll let you know. Who knows, right? I mean, every once in a while, something cool comes out. Here's what I want to ask you, Peter. Have you ever had anything that came out recently that made you say, wow, anything in your trade at all?
No.
Nope?
Not in a long time.
Wow. Okay. How weird. I'm trying to think of something that made me go wow. By the way, if anyone has something that made them go wow, would you let me know? I'd love to know. Something that made you go wow.
My wife.
Yeah. Good, Mark. Good answer. No, I'm wondering about an invention, seriously. Like, if you ever had something that you went, wow, this is cool. I love this idea. And I know I've had them. I just have to think about, I know one thing. And people might think this is so anal. But you know that silicone tape that fuses and becomes like a bond? It's soft, pliable tape. It doesn't have an adhesive side. It like sticks to itself. And so it comes in a tape roll, and you roll it out. Like if you have a bundle of wires you want to tape together, rather than black electrical tape, you just wrap it, and it could be black or gray or white, red. You wrap the wires together, and as you wrap it, you
you kind of mush it together, and it fuses. It becomes one piece. It loses the tape characteristics, so you can't once you fuse it and hold it with your hand, like you're gripping a pipe, you know, and you hold it with your hand, the heat from your hand makes it fuse, and you can't unravel it. It's just silicone tape, man. I think they even call it fusing tape, if I'm not mistaken. Okay.
How about that tape you see on TV? They'll actually, like, put a boat back together. They'll cut it with a Flex Seal. They'll put a chainsaw to it.
I know.
And then tape it back together. Or they'll have a hole in, like, a massive pool, and they'll put it in underwater.
Have you ever noticed nothing that you see on an infomercial works at home?
Tom.
And nothing you see at a county fair works, ever. Those county fair people, I want to shoot them. It never, ever, ever, ever works like that. I got sold this welder for aluminum, and my God, I had puddles of metal all over my garage floor. This guy made it look like so easy. They're tricksters. They are. They're Houdinis. They do things, and then you feel like you can do it. You can't do it. You can't do it. Yes?
Hey, Tom, Mark and I, we buy each other as seen on TV gifts all the time.
I love them.
For, like, presents.
I'm trying to think of one that really worked.
To be silly.
I'm trying to think of something
How
that really
about the
worked.
one you cook your bacon in the microwave?
Well, okay. Okay, that works. Patrick, you wanted to give kudos to Fix It 24/7. What's going on?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I had the electrical division out yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Came out Saturday. Nice guy, Pablo. We had 2 circuits put in, cleaned up all the wires and that, and a couple of drop boxes in my garage.
Mm-hmm.
Thought they did a great job. Pablo was really knowledgeable and kind, and I thought the price was fair.
Good. Excellent. Well, thank you. That's what I love hearing, that kind of stuff.
Yep, I'll use them again if I need them.
Okay, every once in a while, I'd like to ask this. It's not mandatory, but I always found that they try to do something extra, just something. And I'm wondering if anything comes to mind. Just curious. Anything?
No, not really. I just thought he did a good job.
Okay.
Especially, I mean, the wiring going across the rafters.
Right.
And everything. It was nice and neat.
That's what I love. I love neatness when it comes to plumbing and electric. On approval reverse, we got a question, and that is, we talked about on deck earlier, 5-10 minute approval. What's a realistic process approval for approval reverse, for a reverse loan? How long does it take, realistically?
Say 30 to 45 days.
30 to 45 days from the very beginning to the closing?
Yeah.
Okay. But what about knowing if you're approved or not? Would that take that long?
It takes maybe 30 days. Yeah, because you got an appraisal.
And then after that, then you close.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, there are just a number of
but they don't check
parts.
Do they check credit?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, they used to not.
Yeah, yeah. So now we check credit.
But the only reason you check credit, let me guess, is because you want to know they're going to be reliable enough to do their insurance and their taxes.
That's exactly correct.
What if they have unpaid taxes?
If they have unpaid taxes.
Going into the process.
Yeah, so at that point, you know, it depends on the reason that they had it, but more than likely we would end up having to do an escrow for taxes and insurance. And, you know, if there's enough money coming from the reverse mortgage, so.
Like you would escrow it out of the funds?
Yes. Mm-hmm. So
and for how long?
Based on life expectancy of the.
You would literally escrow that many years?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't know that. So it's a little tougher, but not impossible.
Not impossible.
Of course not. Okay, and by the way, approvalreverse.com, 303-771-3528. We have more coming right up.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
Right now? They're in London.
It happened in London.
It happened in London. That's crazy.
So they should know if he's in London.
That should be a very easy thing to know. But if he's not in London, are they saying that someone followed them to London and did that? God, maybe they are just trying to bury the fuck.
Oh, I know what made me say wow. My wife made me say wow yesterday. Wow.
Lotus and more wow.
She has 2 lakes over 30. She has 2 lakes in the last 24
The reason she has a title on her deed is her
You know, I've used that iPhone to find my phone, I'll bet you 5 or 6 times.
Somebody as bright as she is.
No, I know it is. You're always thinking of stuff and stuff. If she would have sat down and just, you know, you know how it is. I mean, you got 5 different things you're thinking about.
And she had no credit.
I'm more logical and she's more emotional. So emotions are the
small balances.
The car was running.
She left the car running.
I'm paying our first part of a TV here right now.
But that, your question is something about, you know, how difficult is it? And does it take that long before they know if they're approved? But, you know, when we ask them, we know whether or not it's going to work or not. And then it's subject to the appraisal. We're going to know right up front whether or not these people are going to be able to get them home. So, I mean, we don't proceed unless we know it's going to work. And then counseling, you know, every person that goes reverse mortgage has to take out counseling. So that's when the clock starts ticking. We can't have them until they have to go through a counseling session. So we go through an education process with them. And then they have to go to a third-party counseling agency and do it again and get a counseling certificate. It's a protection, you know, to make sure that they're not pushed over the Yeah. And they're and I that keeps them on the straight path.
The only thing you owe me right now. Oh, just, I got the landing page done. I can see the roof. I got it. But I need
One Clear Choice Garage Doors. Call them. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. The best garage door company for all of your services, emergency services, broken spring, or just routine services. Nothing is ever routine with One Clear Choice Doors. They go above and beyond. You know how I talk about my companies that I know, like Frank Duran, the real estate man, Fix It 24/7. One Clear Choice Garage Doors, right in there. A former Marine that is, I mean, he runs it like a military operation, so fine, ethical, clean, just perfect service. You will love these guys. OneClearChoiceDoors.com for all of your garage door needs, including new garage doors that I swear to God, when you get one, I've purchased like 6 altogether in my life from them. You cannot hear them when you have your back to them. 303-565-6409. 303-565-6409. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Okay, so Sarah, what's going on with Fleet Pros? What is Fleet Pros?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
They're a mechanic, so I own a food truck.
Oh,
and,
what is your food truck?
It looks yummy, Tom.
It's called Phenomenon. We make ice cream out of fruit, so it's like healthy ice cream. You can eat as much as you want.
Phenomenon?
Yeah. You should come check it out sometime when you're free.
Okay.
What does that mean, eat all you want, though? It sounds like that whole fat-free yogurt thing.
It's healthy. So we literally just take frozen fruit and we whip it up into like a soft serve texture, and it's like when you have a regular
size. She needs to come by the office.
So tell me how this works then. What you sell like a sorbet?
Kind of, but we don't add any sugar or any additives at all. So we take, you come up to the truck and you order the flavor you want, and we literally take the frozen fruit, we put it through our special blender, and it whips it up into this like fluffy ice cream texture, and it's really crazy. Yeah.
Give me an idea of a flavor. Can you combine flavors?
Yeah, so one of our bases is bananas, and then the other one is watermelon. So,
right.
Like our classic one is literally just classic banana, and the only ingredient in that one is banana. If you don't like bananas, you won't like it. But
so that's why banana.
Yep, exactly. And a little play on words with the song from the Muppets. I don't know if you've heard.
Of course, everyone has.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that song because it reminds, my daughter has a little video when she was a little peanut doing that. They were doing that in kindergarten and dancing. So anyway, this is a soft serve fruit basically. Yes.
It's a delicious, healthy summer treat. So yeah, I've had my business for 7 years.
You know, it seems easy, and I know you didn't call for this. You called about getting your truck, but this seems easily duplicated, is what I fear as far as for you. But this texture I've never seen before. It looks like a custard. How do you get that texture?
It's magic. It's magic.
Yeah, it's not
I could
easily.
Tell you, but I would have to.
Kill me.
To, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So seriously now, it's like ice cream. It comes, but there's no cream, nothing added at all, nothing. You just have fruit.
It's just fruit. It's just whipped up frozen fruit.
Okay.
But anyway. Wait, you know like I know, it's still sugar. Sugar is sugar is sugar.
No.
How healthy are you going to say this is now?
Hold on.
I'd eat it.
First of all, I'm not talking about health right now. We're talking about, and I'm not saying it's sugar-free. That had nothing to do with the discussion. I just wondered if you added anything, and she said no. So that's all we're talking about right now. What Mark is talking about is whether it's glucose or fructose, it still has the same effect, which is true.
Yeah.
Now, but
it does. Yes.
period. It has the same effect. I mean, it doesn't. I'm not talking about health. I mean, I'm talking about a treat. So anyway, when we talk about this truck, your truck obviously is very important to you. Is it out of commission right now?
No, actually, I luckily yesterday I had a pretty traumatic experience.
All right, tell me from the beginning. You had a problem and you went to Fleet Pros to begin with?
Yeah, so long story short, I actually was supposed to have 2 trucks in my fleet this year, and one of my trucks last year was in a really bad situation, and that was another situation, but these guys thought that they could fix that truck, and I also had them fixing my current truck.
And this is called, does Fleet Pros, what do they do? Do they normally do food trucks, or what do they do? Do they build, repair? What is their job?
They're mechanics, so they work on the engine and the chassis and all that
How
stuff.
did you find them?
So they actually approached me. I was at an event in Fort Collins, and they're based out of Berthoud, and they were like, hey, we're trying to expand our business. We feel like working with food trucks would be really great. So I took their card, and I was like, cool, I'm looking for a reliable mechanic. And they're also mobile mechanics, which was really appealing to me because I like, the fact that...
So which one is their website? There's so many Fleet Pros, Fleet hyphens and Fleet this and that. You don't know? Okay. Where are they out of? Are they out of Fort Collins?
They're actually out of Berthoud, but when you do Google them, it looks... if you Google them, it does look like it's the 720 North 2nd Street.
Anyway, so what is the problem today? What can I do to help you?
So what happened yesterday was I was driving around a traffic circle, and my ball joint completely came out from under the truck, and my wheel jammed up in the wheel well, and I was completely disabled in the middle of this traffic circle.
Okay.
And they had rebuilt the entire front end of my truck back in March.
Okay.
And I had even mentioned, I actually have a screenshot of a text that I had sent to the mechanic on April 20th. They had fixed it on March, I think, 19th.
So they fixed this same joint that went bad.
They fixed the entire front end.
Okay. What's the bottom line? Where is it right now?
So yesterday, after I got it towed, we're really busy. It's the middle of July, so I don't have time to wait. So I was able to connect with Cast Iron Towing, and they got me to a shop that was able to look at it that day. And it turns out that all the wrong parts had been put on my truck.
Okay. And how much had you paid for that?
I had paid $1,700 originally for that repair.
Now, are they positive that all of the wrong parts were on your truck?
We took everything out and we measured everything, and they gave me all the parts back, and they spent pretty much all day trying to find the
How much did it cost you to fix it?
They charged me around $1,000 yesterday to fix it.
Okay, so you want to get your $1,700 back?
There's actually multiple things that have happened this month. I've had 3 breakdowns now that have been related to this mechanic specifically, and they've all cost me loss of business and major repairs.
Yeah,
and I've added
I don't
up.
think you're gonna. I think you're gonna have a really tough time getting the. Anyway, you're still gonna have a tough time when it comes to the consequential damages. You're not going to collect on loss of business. People who work on business items and stuff, I mean, it's just unreal to throw that in. Unless you contract them for something specific. I have a feeling, I'm not giving you a legal opinion, I'm giving you a feeling, most of the time consequential damages are so difficult. I mean, but you should get your money back for stuff that was done of no value. I mean, how much stuff added up? Now, I'm not talking about to fix it, because to get all your money back makes you whole unless what they did caused additional damage. And so, first of all, how much total did you spend with Fleet Pros?
This year, I've spent close to $7,000.
Okay, how much of the 7, without exaggeration, had 0 value, where the parts were not used, the work had to be redone? How much had 0 value?
This had 0 value, so that $1,700.
Yeah, but how much without adding it live on the air? Do you have an idea?
I'm gonna guesstimate like $4,000.
Okay.
Stuff.
And when you approach them, what do they say they will do for you?
Oh, I mean, after the very first incident, I called them and asked them if they were able to look at it, and they said no, and they said they didn't have a tech freeze.
But I mean, what do they say they'll do for you?
We just actually got in a very heated argument, and he was mad at me because I've taken it to these other shops, but I don't work. So he feels as though he never got a chance to make it right, but I don't have to work.
So he said, I never got a chance. So basically, tough luck. He's not doing anything. All right, well, we'll call them and see what they'll do, okay? I mean, what else can we do, right? I mean, or you take them to small claims court for $4,000. Use your pluses and minuses and your other work orders to show what they did was useless to the tune of $4,000. I mean, I don't.
And one of the other repairs that they did cause, so they put a new radiator in my truck around Memorial Day, and they did not put transmission fluid in it, and then 2 weeks later I had to get a new transmission. And
why did they drain your? Oh, did they have to take your transmission off?
Well, when they do the radiator, there's actually 2. It's a diesel truck, so there's a line that goes to the oil, and there's a line that goes to the transmission. And
so they had to drain it.
Both. They drained a little bit.
Did they take responsibility for leaving that out?
No, but it's not even on my invoice that they charged me for a transmission fluid. So,
I'm asking. So you had to pay for a transmission. Did they do the transmission?
No, I had to take it to a transmission specialist.
And they don't take responsibility for it?
No, and he has not heard of any of this stuff because I've been so angry about all of it until just recently. Like today was the first time I've told him about all of these things.
Do you want us to call him?
I'm a little nervous because
Why?
I feel like it's a little bit. I feel like it's a little bit, unfair to just be coming at him like this. But at the same time,
what do you mean by unfair? We're not assuming. Well, first of all, we're not assuming everything they did is wrong. We're asking them for their opinion on if they think they owe you anything or what they're willing to do for you. That's all. Yeah. By the way, their website is fleetpros.com. myfleetpros.com. myfleetpros.com. They seem like a respectable company, meaning it's not like they're fly-by-nights or shade tree. They sound and look like basically good people. You know what I'm saying by their
I agree. Yeah.
Their background. They've been around a long time. and it just sounds like they work on some big stuff. I think we should call them and just we're not calling saying, hey, you guys suck, what are you going to do? We're going to say, look, this woman has some real issues that she thinks you're responsible for.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, and here's the good news. If you go to small claims court with a company like this, guess what? You can collect because they're decent people. That's one good thing, even whether I think we have more of a competence problem than we do a reputation or ethics problem.
This report is brought to you by Kihi Distributor.
Right? No. He was just saying your phone. He could hear her ringing in the back. It was just funny. He was.
The highway office C470 actually highway building development westbound by 75 all the way past Colfax on the west side of town. So again, you can voice that stretch between Highway 74 and 55 if you're open up routes. For the forecast, the rain is a full hot today, high near 99. Right now, 2 clouds and 90. If you're going to highway, Colfax, 630. Hey, Al, it's an exciting time to join QQT as a hybrid driver. QQ offers different benefits, and you'll be safety first. Call 800-800-2175. That's 800-800-2175. First year pay averages $77,000. Our contractors offer huge. Trying to find the best rates and buy feel like you're just another number? Take AIM, Affordable Interest Mortgage, where you meet professionals like Mike Jones. You've been paying for 8 years. Like we'll talk to you, listen to you. Where do you see that where that organization there? I'm looking for it. So that's it. Sure, that happens different places around the world. Now not finding more professional experience process. Trying to send you to and our staff help you with your next mortgage. And Jerry and Diana Wojcicki, our office manager, she's been with you guys okay, maybe this call or come in, she will make you feel like family. Maybe stay out with
Westminster has, when it's 17 hours.
And it's a loan that benefits you with the lowest
rate. Yeah, but we don't know when this person is staying. I don't know.
Yeah, but it was 17 hours ago. We had it there. It's who you are. 720-895.
1 day ago. Is that her or is that the friend? I find this. Can you imagine if this happened in London?
Dr. Kent Lawson has pioneered new straight to your team.
Where that girl's all beat up. It's in London.
That means it's not
You're very liberal.
303-690-0100. 303-690-0100. Ross Gibbons, mornings 5 to 10. Your first meeting will be online and available.
I'm done.
Discuss Monday morning.
Read me the letter, baby. Do not leave out the words.
Tom Martino here. Let's talk. Okay, let's talk to Ray. Ray, what's going on, Ray?
Yes, sir. I've got a car that I bought about 4 months ago, and the Carfax was clean. It said no accidents, no nothing.
Okay.
I got hit by hail the other day.
And
when the adjuster came to look at it, he checked everything.
Yeah.
And he told me, you said, because I told him, it has a clean Carfax, it's never been wrecked or anything.
Yeah.
And he pointed out, he says, look, this car's been wrecked. He showed me where the paint is off the bolts on the door. He said they replaced his front door and the front fender, and he says, look, they painted it with spray paint down in the bottom in the front. He said the car's been wrecked.
Yeah. That's possible, obviously, that Carfax is far from perfect. I mean, and Carfax does, there are so many disclaimers for Carfax. Let's just get that out of the way right now. There's no way ever that you're gonna hold them responsible, but you're not trying to, right?
All they agree to is to report what they are reported to.
Yeah. So you do understand that, right? That you're not calling because you think they're responsible, right?
No, but I think it should have been in the Carfax. I think what they did.
But if Carfax, if it's not reported to Carfax, Carfax doesn't go out and look for it. They don't even claim to. So why should it be in there if no one reported it?
No, what I'm thinking is they probably bought it wrecked and they fixed it because I know they fix cars.
That's probably right. And or they never took it to a body shop, or they took it to a body shop that does not report to Carfax. There are body shops you can go to and say, listen, for an extra $100, don't report it.
Usually it's the insurance company that's reporting it.
But, you know, Ray, here, the point I'm making, I don't know why you're calling. If you're calling because you're pissed off, I would be pissed off where I bought it, okay? Not from Carfax. Where did you buy it?
I bought it at a dealer's over in Pueblo.
Okay, I'd be pissed off at the dealer. The dealer sold you a car that was previously wrecked. Now, the dealer's going to say they didn't know it, which is possible. It's possible. But you can do some research. How did they get the car? Did they buy it, or was it traded?
I think they got it in an auction.
Okay, then maybe they didn't know it, or they found out about it. For example, let's say it's obvious. Then if they knew it, they should have probably told you. Unless they said it's as is, they don't have to tell you anything. They just can't lie to you about it. But I know you're upset with Carfax, but were you thinking that in some strange way, shape, or form that Carfax would be responsible to you?
No. What I'm saying is I think the dealer had it fixed. I think they might have wrecked it in transit or they bought it wrecked.
Was it serious damage, Ray?
Well, it's fixed. You know, they put a door on it. And
yeah, but is it serious? In other words, does it seriously affect the safety or stability?
No, I don't think so.
What year car is this, Ray?
2015.
Oh, so it's a pretty new car. What kind?
Ford Fusion.
Okay, a Ford Fusion. So, had you planned on keeping this car for a while?
Well, I guess so.
I mean, what was your original plan? Were you going to just keep it a couple years and sell it, or what?
No, well, I'm going to have to keep it now. You know.
No, I'm asking, what was your original intent?
I was going to keep it because it's all-wheel drive and stuff. It's good on the snow, all that stuff. So I was going to keep the car.
So then, in essence, did it hurt you at all, other than you didn't know about it? Did it hurt? Did it really hurt you?
No, it didn't really hurt me.
Right, that's the point. Unless, of course, it was a safety or stability issue, or it affects the value somehow. Here's the deal. I would have a body shop look at it and tell me for sure the condition of that car. And I would want to know, did the dealer have an opportunity to know? In other words, if they say, come on, any mechanic looking at this car, anyone would have said it was wrecked. And if they bought it at an auction and they didn't know, and then they were prepping it for sale, and then somebody brought up a suspicion about it, Ray, even though they sell it as is, they're not allowed to lie about it. So, you know, you could make the argument that it wasn't disclosed. They have two arguments. One, the first argument they might use is they didn't know. The second one they might use is that, oh yeah, it was minor damage, but we sold it as is. How would you argue against those arguments?
Well, they shouldn't have offered a Carfax up front for me and tell me that, you know, the car had never been wrecked, because I asked about it, and they said, no,
hold on, Ray, now hold on. Did they say the car was never wrecked?
Yeah.
Did they actually say those words to you?
Yes, they did, and they pulled a Carfax for me, and they showed me. You know, it's clean.
Did they say, according to the Carfax? See, this really counts, Ray. It might not sound like a big deal to you, but if they are saying to you it's never been wrecked, it's different than saying, well, look at the Carfax. It doesn't show any wrecks. That's a totally different situation. If they said to you, this car has never been wrecked, they are taking a stance, and in essence, it's called a point of sale. In other words, a point that's very important to you. And if you take them to small claims court, you could say, I would say, look, that's why I bought it. It wasn't in a wreck. Why don't you try it? Why don't you try taking them to small claims court and make them buy the car back? Anyway, ApprovalReverse.com. Here's their number, 303-771-3528. 303-771-3528. 3528. If you're looking to tap the equity in your home and not worry about it, it's ApprovalReverse.com.
Tired of other adults telling you what to do? Online Trading Academy can teach you the skills to be able to trade.
This is the online training academy.
Look what Trump said. He tweeted, upcoming summit with Russian President Putin might be easier than the gathering of NATO allies. Oh my God.
No, I just don't understand the whole tariff thing. If you just explain all that, did these other guys have tariffs on us?
Everybody should. No tariffs anymore.
He offered that.
They can't do that.